right, here we go.
Am I
10,
frozen, Dan?
9. What? Wait, you are frozen. What's going on? Bryce, not
Oh,
like this. Okay.
back.
All right, here we go. 10, 9, 8. Hello, everybody. Welcome back for another episode of DTIYDK. Don't talk if you don't know. The TFT podcast dedicated to power ranking and dissecting all things high-level teamfight tactics. I'm your host, Frodan. Join with me, as always, is my co-host, Bryce. How you doing, Bryce?
Doing great. Excited about the guests. Excited about the show. Let's do this thing.
All right, and of course, we have two guests with us as a preview going into Jade Cup this weekend. First off is current rank number 1, Bertasaurus. Bert, how you doing, man?
I'm doing pretty well. You mean like rank number 1 in the others or rank 1 on like the rankings?
Right, rank number 1, the rankings. I apologize. I
Oh,
should have clarified in that. But
wow.
Bert, how you doing, man?
Spoilers!
I'm doing okay. I'm doing okay. Just chilling. Glad to be here. Yeah.
Yes. So for people who don't know, Bert actually specifically put a light in front of his face to reveal himself. Normally, he's just kind of playing in the dark. He was actually just this shadowy figure that we couldn't really see. So thank you, Bert, for putting everything together. Also, speaking of face reveals, if you haven't really seen his face on camera, here is Setsuko, the man who is permanently rank 1 all the time, or at least pushing for it. Everyone's favorite, most recent Mulder as well. Setsuko, how you doing, man?
Doing fine. Pretty excited to be on the show, but nervous as well. I mean,
Don't be nervous.
Yeah,
We're
nothing
very
to be nervous
non-intimidating. I mean, Bert, Bert, you can be a little nervous around Bert.
yeah,
I get that.
yeah. This guy's
No.
pretty
Wait,
intimidating.
what? Wait, what? What did I do?
Nothing.
You just
All
look
right,
so good in the
so-
light, Bert.
Oh,
Let's
thanks.
go ahead and just dive in while, we can definitely be throwing compliments left and right, but let's bring this back into TFT world. Let's first just get to know them a little bit better and kind of talk about how Set 7's been, how your competitive season's been thus far, how's the grind going, etc. So let's start with Bert. Bert, you took a set off. A lot of people are even actually surprised that you're competing this set. What brought you back to TFT, and where's this newfound energy coming from?
Oh, well, I mean, so first of all, like I took the set off just like I've never been like one of those players who like just like hates the game, so I like don't want to play anymore. I took the set off more just like some more like personal IRL reasons. And basically when I do play TFT, I usually play a lot, so like it's usually a big time commitment for me, and so like if I'm either like playing a lot or I'm like not really playing at all. So set 6 was like, or it's since half of set 6 was like not really playing at all, and then came back, and yeah, I mean I don't know, I just kind of like once you start the grind, just continue the grind. But I guess I think like I feel like some people like have been like a lot of the energy comes from like the fact that I took a set off, and so TFT feels like a little bit new again, or like it feels like at some point like in set 6 or like before, like pushing the ranks and stuff, like trying to climb high LP was just getting like repetitive and like didn't feel rewarding, and then taking a break and coming back, it feels a little bit rewarding again. So, yeah.
Okay. I mean, that's definitely the case for a lot of players who've also done the same thing, but none of them really can quite do it the way you can. Only a couple of people can really take breaks and climb to rank 1. But before we go a little bit too deep into that, let's talk to a man who takes no breaks, Setsuko. Dude, how do you do it, man? You just play nonstop TFT. It feels like you never really rest. What keeps you going? What drives you, man?
I think I just have like like a really addictive personality. Like once I get addicted to a game, I just play it like nonstop. Like I used to be the same way with League of Legends. Like I just play this game 24/7. Um, I don't know. Like I feel like even if I didn't stream, I would still be playing like every day, like all day. Yeah, I'm just really addicted to the game. So
How good were you at
I
League?
mean, oh, I was challenger at League as well. Like I wasn't like
Oh,
like top challenger, but I was also
interesting. What role did you play?
I played jungle in League.
Oh, the big brain.
Yeah, and that's kind of why like I'm so like moldy and toxic. 'Cause,
Yeah.
like I feel like playing jungle in League just makes you really toxic because yeah, you just get flamed all the time.
I mean, you go one of two ways. You either become the toxicity or you become consumed by it.
Yes, yes.
All right, lovely, lovely. Well, let's head into a little bit the second part of our introduction. Now that we're kind of getting to know Bert and Setsuko a little bit deeper, let's talk a little bit about what's been happening since, right? So the first things that we can talk about is just the snapshots and the tournaments that's happened since the Astral Cup. But let's talk a little bit about how Set 7 has been for both of you. So Bert, now that you are playing Set 7 and you're competitive, you've seen how the competitive system has even transformed. Do you like how things are going right now in terms of the competitive esports scene?
Well, I mean, I think it's better than before. I know like people still think there's like a lot of problems with it, but um obviously the point format 1 through 8 feels like it's how it should be. It's like a small change, but it definitely feels better. Um And then obviously like the they want like 4 days for the tournaments is like kind of a lot of TFT if you have to play in the first 2 days, but at the same time at least you don't have the situation like with Ramkev where the guy has insane scores on day one and but somehow still gets eliminated. So yeah, I mean I think the competitive scene like could probably always use some work, but it's also difficult to get it right because it's like you can't really have a huge game sample size, and as long as you can't have a huge game sample size, there's always going to be some issues.
Yeah, and then you add to the fact that balance has just felt kind of whack in terms of at least how often they're patching. Correct me if I'm wrong, Bryce or Setsuko, anybody. Is this the most TFT has ever been patched in terms of the beginning of a set till now? It feels like we've had one or maybe even two patches a week, even if that's not the case.
Yeah.
I actually. Oh, sorry.
No, go for it, please, Kevin. Go.
Oh, I feel like like wasn't there like a 4 week patch and then also like a 3 week patch? Like I feel like there hasn't been that many patches, but like when there have been patches, like there's been B patches the next week. So I guess it does feel that way.
I think there was only one. I think they had their summer break, but
Oh
even
really?
that one they dropped a last second patch right before it in order to make it work basically because they realized, hey, we're about to be on break. If we leave this meta in this state, then it's going to be a real problem. So we need to do some tweaks.
Yeah, does that affect you? Because Setsuko, you're playing a lot of games during this time. Do you feel that balance factor? Or does it not really phase you? We talked to Asa, right, our last review stream. He's like, I don't really care that much. I just play whatever I can to climb. Does that really affect you when you see all this balance thrashing back and forth?
Oh yeah, I feel like the patch with the Astral meta, like the Mage and Varus meta, that was like that might have been the worst patch that like I felt the worst playing that patch like in a really long time. Like I've not felt worse playing a patch.
That's two
And then
patches ago, right? Or
yeah, 2 patches
Three
ago.
patches ago,
Yeah, no, two. And then
Okay.
the ASOL patch as well felt really, really bad because of the astral toggling stuff. So yeah, like the balance thrashing, yeah, it's not felt very good.
Okay. What
As a
about
group.
this patch though? We've had a couple days on it. Does it feel much better right now?
This patch does feel. I mean, it feels better than the last patch, but that's not really saying much. Like I feel like Zaya is still completely unpurchasable, which is like egregious. I feel like, and then I don't know, like every lobby is just Corki Shiryu. I mean, yeah. I mean, it feels better than last patch at least. So
I don't think it's quite that narrow. I mean,
yeah,
we
it's not
see-
like it's not as narrow as I said.
we see plenty of Deja. We see plenty of Siphon. Itis has played a meaningful amount. Any Corki board still, if you have main tank, all 3 of the 10 cost dragons are viable. It feels like this patch is just Dragon Flex. Like a lot of the other stuff feels really bad, but I think Dragon Flex feels like all of it can be made to work.
Okay.
I mean, with Siphon and Idas, like I feel like both really want Corki backline. Like it's just Corki backline plus like Dragon Flex, and then
I
yeah.
mean, I was in a lobby today where Siphon, like the old-fashioned, at least 3 Siphon 2 board, won a lobby with like 50 HP, and you had some of the other capped boards that just like hit it ahead of curve, got to 9, had all the 2-star legendaries. I think it's still very viable.
But to be fair, Bryce, you don't know. You haven't played as many games at level 9, so you're still getting reps to cap your board. You didn't cap your board as hard as you could have at that point.
I think you should want it too. What was I supposed to do? Roll infinite gold. I had farmed like I had like 30% legendary odds or whatever because I had barred the whole game. I don't know, man.
That should have been a win on your
Leave
end.
me
That's all
alone,
I'm saying.
Frodan. That guy's board was the nuts. You cannot
It's
talk
okay.
me
It's
out
okay.
of it.
It's okay. All right. We're not here to talk too much about our own game plan. We're here to talk about the results of what's been happening lately as well. Snapshots. Hey, look at that. Bert and Setsuko at 1-2. So it's really good insurance. Even if, say the tournaments aren't falling their way, they are going to be able to do a good job with that. So going into the tournaments itself, hold on here as I pull up my next tournament. We also have this buy-in cup that was delayed from the previous drama with staking and having the people buy certain action. Instead, they just kind of had people put up their own money. Setsuko, you played in this tournament. You didn't exactly crush it, but it was actually quite close. Why don't you talk a little bit about this tournament and how it went on your end?
Wait, to be honest, I don't remember much of it. I just remember the last game I played Varus for some reason and went 8th. Um, I I think it was I kind of like the buy-in idea. Like I think it's definitely like a very promising way to get like for TFT tournaments in the future to go.
Putting up your own
I
money to compete specifically.
yeah. Like I lost money, but I feel like it was still like a worthwhile tournament to play in. I don't know. I played pretty badly, but it happens.
Okay. So you
Uh,
feel like because the stakes are super high, right? So in this case, you
yeah.
feel like there's so much more than your average tournament game, which kind of feels like you're not sure what you're playing for sometimes.
hmm
Okay.
Wait, sorry. I kind of just zoned out.
No worries. You said and you agreed with me, then that's okay.
Okay.
That's
Sorry.
actually a really good trick whenever you're on camera. If a caster's just saying something, and be like, yeah, I agree. Or absolutely.
Wait, by the way, what are we supposed to be looking at right now, by the way? Like like the stream or like your OBS or whatever?
I'm only
Because
sharing my
I'm like
OBS
lost.
because Bryce often complains he can't see my face, but the stream is what you can probably
Oh, the
look at if
stream?
you need.
Okay,
Yeah.
so okay, yeah, okay, sorry. Because like yeah, I'm watching on delay, so yeah.
No worries. No worries. Bryce, you watched some of this tournament. It's pretty cool to see Appies and Appies and Asa do very well. And then Goobums and Malala tying right there. Overall, what was your spectating experience from an outside perspective?
I actually didn't get to watch nearly as much of this as I wanted to because I went up on full dad duty. So it was basically I was watching like when Shay would allow my attention to flow to TFT, like when she was kind of doing her own thing. I'm glad it happened. I think getting it off the ground is really important. I really believe in buy-in tournaments and potentially staking as a big part of the future of competitive TFT. So because of the riot and the staking thing, and it got delayed and a bunch of people canceled because it was like originally scheduled to be a month or so ago. So I'm glad we're over the hump. It's existed, and I'm excited to see more of these come to fruition.
Yeah, and I love that now we have a tournament precedent where people can kind of put the money where their mouth is, right? If you think you want to talk so much trash, a buy-in tournament with EU versus Korea versus NA, right? Like this will be a lot more exciting for that regional pride if people are willing to actually put up the money for it. So I like it. I think they did say that they want to do more promotion around it. I think for a lot of people in chat, this might be the first time you've heard about this tournament. We'll see if we're able to do more in the future. As Mort Dog says, I'll buy your face in. Oh, thank you, Mort. I will hold you to it. Here is the recent results from Jade Cup. So this is what happened last weekend that it qualified for this coming weekend. These 32 players joined the 32 existing players that have qualified. And we're just going to take a quick look at the results. So Broccoli topped it. Very strong performance, 43 across the board on day number 2. Spicy Appy's also in the top 4. Goobum's making it with Kermex. It feels like Kerm actually had a really good weekend, which was a nice return to form, Bryce, because I think a lot of people were missing that Kerm that was so consistent in tournament. That was his reputation going into set 5, and it felt like after set 5, people forgot about that.
Yeah, he definitely struggled set 6. It feels like he's coming back to form for set 7. I'm excited to see how well he'll do the second weekend. I didn't get a chance to watch his play, so it's really hard for me to evaluate like how good was it, how high roll was it, etc. But it feels like he's been consistently dangerous in the tournament so far, and that's awesome. Kerm is so great. I love watching him play. I love rooting for him. So seeing him back in form is awesome.
Yes. Bert, Setsuko, did either of you get to watch Jade Cup?
I watched a bit of it. I was mostly watching from Goobum's perspective, seeing how he did. So yeah, that was I mean, I think I didn't really like notice because I already know kind of how that guy plays. So like I wasn't really like notice anything. But I thought I did see him VOD review some people, and it was just pretty funny seeing him flame a bunch of people. So yeah, there was that as well.
Okay.
I'm with you. Speaking of which, Andrew, we need you to. I know that you by default delete your VODs or don't save them or don't publish them or whatever, but you need to restream when you do your VOD reviews so that you can publish those. Because I woke up the next day like excited to watch your VOD reviews, and I was like, God, I can't. It doesn't exist. Killing me.
Yeah. Well, I don't want to dip too much into the actual rankings because some of these players may or may not make it. So I don't want to spend too much more time on it. But Setsuko, did you get to watch Jade Cup? If so, did anybody stand out to you?
To be honest, my extent of watching Jade Cup was just watching Google's VOD review people. Like I didn't actually watch the live tournament 'cause I was streaming.
Okay.
But yeah, like I just watched Google's VOD review like a few people and flame them. Yeah, didn't really
Actually,
watch
just a quick side note: you play so much, and when you're also playing off stream, do you have a lot of time to VOD review either with people or by yourself?
I don't actually VOD review much. I pretty much just spam games. Yeah, I don't actually
Okay.
VOD review.
Interesting, interesting. So I think these kind of approaches just shows you how every player has their own approach to it. And
I mean,
last set,
like I don't think it's the correct approach by any means, but yeah, like I'd rather VOD review. I just don't have the response, like the discipline to do it.
oh,
Yeah,
I see, I see. So you got to someone drag you to do it in order to
You should
yeah.
start
VOD
doing
review.
it as part of your stream, right? If you pick a stream day once a week where you do VOD reviewing instead of playing, then you killed two birds with one
Yeah,
stone.
yeah, I could. I just
Mhm.
feel like it'd like get boring after like a game, and I just want to play TFT. I don't know.
I
Fair
felt the
enough.
same way, and then I think people actually really enjoy it because they like to hear the insight, especially if it's the player themselves. But let's talk about the players themselves as we are going to our next phase of the show, which is the power rankings. So with the power rankings, what we do is first reveal who didn't make the rankings. We have 15 players who are officially power ranked, but before we do that, let's show everybody who didn't. So starting off, we actually had a very close 16 and 17. We had Iniko and Spencer, players that were making it pretty regularly the past couple of editions, Bryce. This time they didn't. Do you think there's a particular reason why? Like, what's going on with them two specifically here?
I think this was the deepest list that we've ever done. Normally, when I'm at the end, like when I'm thinking about leaving someone off, I don't feel that torn up about it, to be honest with you. But my people at 16 and 17, I spent a lot of time looking, just staring at my list and figuring out how to get them ranked, and I couldn't figure out how to put them on my list. I just think it's a deeper field in terms of the number of high quality players.
Okay. It does feel like Spencer has taken a step back, like a big step back from TFT in terms of just obviously his enthusiasm has been waning for quite some time. I think he's been very vocal about it. But in terms of his participation, I mean, he actually even isn't even a panelist this time around as well. And you two, Bert and Suzuka, are pretty close to him. Do you have any insight into like what's going on with Spencer? Because I think a lot of people are really excited going to set 5 with his results, and then going to 6 and 7 just feels like it hasn't really met up to the expectations there.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he just wants to play Valorant. So he's just been
Okay.
playing Valorant all day.
Supposed to be a Valorant pro, or is he just taking a break from
Yeah.
TFT? Because I feel like
I
he's been
mean, I
disappointing with
think I think that
audience.
guy um he wants to I think he finds Valorant more fun than TFT right now, and he has a lot of opportunities to play Valorant, so he just plays Valorant. Like, yeah,
Okay.
'cause yeah.
Yeah, I think he's just. Yeah, I think he just likes Valorant more. To be honest, that's it.
And that's
And,
okay.
and
There's
he
no
like
reason
just
to
hates the
dislikes.
balancing of the set. I think. I don't know.
Okay. Well, that's completely understandable because balancing has definitely been a little bit of a problem. But I mean, we're not here to talk too much about that topic. Let's talk a little bit about 18, who is in his tier of his own. He's actually perfectly separated by 7 points above and below. Clearly, a man has separated himself from the rest of the pack. It's Prestevant. It's P-God. He is getting closer, Bryce, to making our top 15. When's it going to happen?
It would not be surprising to me to see it happen after this list if he performs well in Jade. I could see a world in which he's, 14, 15 on the MSI list. He's quietly been improving. His results are pretty solid. I'm excited to see how he does this weekend for sure.
That's right. I believe Prestevant got a lot of points from Bert. Bert, you rank Prestevant pretty highly. What's up with that?
Oh, I think I put him like 10 or something. I mean, I think he's pretty good. Um, I think a lot of people aren't like rating him as highly because he's like started uh just recently, and then um I don't know, like he hasn't before like this set he hasn't been like that highly ranked on ladder and stuff, but I mean he's been climbing a lot. So I don't know. I think he's pretty good. Uh
When you watch him play or when you're in his lobbies, what stands out to you about him?
oh, I don't know. I think he's like Well, he always plays like similar units, but he does it well. Like I think he talked told me that like he always tries to put talent in his comp no matter what, and then he like plays a ton of Corki as well. And so like those units are like really flexible, so it's not like he's forcing, but I feel like if you're able to make strong boards around Corki and Talon, you can usually do pretty well because like um it's not too hard to like hit those units a lot of the time as long as like you're not relying on two-starring them to be stable. Like if you have like a board that's around them that's not just like based on them. Um I don't know. I think it's like not flexible but like flexible in a way because like you get to play like those units who can be played with like everything else. I don't know.
Yeah, I think I agree with that. So the way I view Prestivan is that he has a certain amount of ideas and rules and principles in his head, and with that, he really tries to push all of them to the extreme. So if he thinks Corki is good, he'll try Corki with literally every dragon and every kind of combination. He's gonna max Rebel, he's gonna max Cannoneer. I've seen him do some really weird stuff. So if he gets a sniff that he thinks that this is a good unit, he'll really try to min-max it. But it does feel like it's predicated on whether or not he's correct that it's good. So sometimes he has patches where he's just completely off and he's like, I'm lost. And then when he has a good sense and he's dialed in, he actually has some really creative boards that he puts together, which I always appreciate. Let's talk a little bit about some of the other players that are mentioned here. Clear, Malala, and Emily Wang actually getting a vote from Robin Songs. We'll show their ballots in a little bit here. These players are kind of on the come up. They had some pretty decent results. I think Clear and Emily are the ones that surprised me. Bryce, do you have anything to say about either of these two players?
I mean, it's you're Malala's points. so yeah, Malala didn't surprise you, or at least I hope not. I mean, I have not gotten a chance to study Emily in quite some time, so I don't have a great beat on her current form. And Clear is a player that I've had my eyes on for a little while. Is kind of, it feels like every set there's 5-ish players around where Clear is at that are constantly pushing kind of upper echelons of high elo, performing well in the events, and I just want to kind of study the play, give them the eye test, and see what's what. I think Malala was there last set, and I was very like pleasantly not surprised, but I thought the VOD review that we did for Astral Cup of Malala was really impressive, and so I totally see why you gave Malala some points, and I expect them to be a serious contender this weekend. So I'm excited to do the same thing for Clear after Jade Cup.
Setsuko, you've been kind of quiet, biding your time. Hit me, all right? What's the first name that stands out to you, whether they belong here or they don't belong here?
I mean, like I don't want to be toxic, but like okay, I was gonna
No,
say
no,
I think Malala is actually a really good player. Like every time I have him in my lobby in tournaments, I feel like he always just either high rolls out of his ass and has like okay, so one game I had him, he had Dragon Alliance, and then no dragons pre-wolves, and then after wolves on 4-1, he has Idas 2, Siphon 2, Shioyu 2, three items in every dragon. I'm just like, what the fuck is even going on? But like I feel like he's actually good. I mean he's my viewer, so he better be good. And then Clear, I think he's I mean, yeah. Never mind. I won't say anything about Clear.
Clear has said enough by himself, if you know what I mean. If people who kind of know
sure.
Clear in Discords and in forums, man, this guy's notorious for his clear takes.
Also, are we just gonna let Setsuko get away with calling someone else a high roller? Is that
Yeah. Yeah.
Wait,
Maybe that just means that they're a new level of high roll that's never before seen.
Yeah, it better be really, really extra special.
I mean,
Doesn't Setsuko's proclivity to high roll make him qualified to call other people high rollers because he knows what it's like to be a high roller, Bryce?
Yeah. If he was like one of us, like part of the certified high roller club, I would have been fine with it. But I felt like he was kind of criticizing the man when I feel like Setsuko is the president.
Oh no.
Of this situation.
I'm willingly embracing my high roller. Like it's fine. Like yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
All right. With that, our top 15 is about to be revealed. We posted it earlier on the forums. It's been published onto the website, esports.gg/tftpr, which, by the way, you can vote for your favorite ballot, which we'll talk about a little bit more when we show the individual. But here's the rankings. And so we start off with number 1, Bertasaurus at rank 1. Last time when we did this rankings, it was Sox and Setsuko who were tied. And all of a sudden, Bert kind of charges in. And so I want to first give this to Bert and say, do you feel like you're playing at rank 1, caliber TFT right now?
I mean, on my list, I put Socks at 1. And honestly, like, especially this, I don't know. It's kind of hard to say, but honestly, I probably would, if I like were to do my list, it kind of goes on feeling, but I'd probably put Asa 2. I'd probably put him above me as well. I mean, I think I'm playing pretty well, but I feel like there are a lot of, I don't think I'm playing perfectly. I think there are a lot of mistakes I'm making, so it's like, it's, I think I'm doing all right, but I don't know if I'm the best.
I mean, is there anybody that isn't making mistakes when they play TFT? It's such a hard game.
Oh,
To
but
be
like
flawless
I don't
in.
know. Like I feel like I'm just going guaranteed 8 some games, and like surely I should be able to do something about this, right? But yeah,
It's the right
can't.
mentality. It's
So
the right mentality. Another thing that people are asking is what really defines Bert's playstyle, right? We were seeing in the comments, they're saying, I've heard about Bert. Everyone hypes him up. Soju talks about him all the time. Obviously, your group of friends talk about how great you are. But I want to hear from the horse's mouth itself. What do you think makes you stand out as a player relative to the other people on this list?
I don't really know, to be honest. I think like one of the things, I guess one of the things that I haven't seen other people
Okay.
talk about as much when they're like considering their choices, so maybe this is something that makes me stand out, is like I try to like plan ahead with how I'm playing each stage. And so like I feel like for example, Sox and Asa, I've like seen their gameplay. I feel like they end up in spots that I wouldn't end up in a lot of the time, and I don't like those spots, but they still do well from it. I feel like if I'm in those spots, I'd just go eighth, but like my goal is to not be in those spots in the first place and try to be in a better spot. So I think like the most like obvious example of this is like how some people play stage 2. I feel like some people play stage 2 like just default go with strongest board level, see, kind of see how it plays out, and then sometimes they'll get like loss win loss, loss win something like that, and be really poor. And like I would try to like actually play for a streak, like a 5 loss streak, or like until I feel like I actually have like a decent board, then I can try to get some wins in. But
Got it. So your macro tends to be a pretty good strength. Setsuko, you ranked Bert number 1 in your ballot. Do you agree with his self-analysis here?
I mean, I think I do agree. Like I feel like Bert's like a pretty methodical player. Like he will plan out. Like he has a clear idea of like when he wants to roll, what his goal is for like this stage, the next stage. I don't know. Like I hate to say it, but I do feel like Bert is probably the best player right now. Um,
You hate to
yeah.
say it. Wait,
just
why?
say
I mean, because he's my competitor, no?
it.
Okay. That's true. That's true. He's your
And he's my
rival. He's a
friend.
friend.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Yes. As much as we
Yeah.
can get that clear. I want to read the writings of Goobums, who also pushes Bert as number 1. I asked him today at 1:58 p.m. In your words, Andrew, why is Bert number 1? 30 minutes later, which I expected a really good answer by then. Goobums replies, he's so good, man. I just watch him a lot. He's just very good.
Nah,
Bryce.
there's no way he said that.
Bryce, that is not an answer. Why? Goobums. He just does a lot of things correctly. Like nothing specific. He's just consistently very good. I mean, it's TFT, man. So there you go. No one can really explain, apparently, why Bert is so good at this game. Bryce, can you please help us here? Because no one seems to be able to verbalize why this is.
When I think about what makes Bert stand out from the other top players, I think that there is a fluidity to his decision making in stages 2, 3, and 4 that he is very good at understanding the items he's slammed, the combination of units that are available to him, and allowing his board to evolve really naturally. And like this kind of what we're talking about that Bert is describing as the ability to play out a game and kind of think ahead. And you see that even though the board is constantly changing, you understand where he's going, or the number of different paths he can take, and it feels like he plays really cleanly within that. it is oftentimes hard to describe someone in a vacuum. I mean, I'll never forget there was a tournament where Bert dominated playing 3-cost carries when literally the entire field was not playing it. And I remember thinking to myself, well, that is someone who is willing to break from the conventional wisdom of a patch at the time and play what they perceive to be strong. And I think that's if there is a hallmark of Bert, it's that while he is running in these circles with the Goobums and the Kevins of the world, and they all kind of have their study groups or their ways where they develop a beat on the game. I think Bert stays pretty independent in his thinking a lot of the time. Like when you get into these calls with all these players who are talking about spots, Bert is often the contrarian perspective on a line, and I think you see that play out time and time again in the way he plays. So sometimes when I watch Andrew say he just plays a lot like me, but maybe slightly better, I actually think that while they come from similar philosophies of the game, they play quite differently. I don't think that Goobums and Bertasaurus are really similar players of TFT, to be honest.
Yeah. So for record, Goobums decided to type for 15 more minutes about all the things he likes about Bert as a player in our group chat. And then finally, I said, I don't know how you manage to type so many words and say so little. But Bryce did a really good job summarizing why I think Bert is really good. I think it's exactly what he said. His macro view of the game, it always seems like he has the big perspective whenever I'm watching him play, and things kind of come together. And of course, sometimes he doesn't, right? Bert says he doesn't get in spots. He gets himself in spots and he goes 8th, but that happens to everybody, and everybody's trying to improve. Let's talk a little bit about the separation in tiers with our ranking. Let's go back to this big graphic here. It does seem like there's pockets of players that it feels like they're pretty close. So in this case, it's like 1 to 5 or 6. Like Setsuko's kind of in the middle of he's in the middle between milk and soju right now. So making a little meme or sandwich. And then you have 6 to 10 and then 11 to 15. It feels a little bit too neat in a way, but it also makes sense. I do feel like these tiers of players are really starting to carve themselves out right now, Bryce.
Yeah, I think it's one of the more interesting lists we've had in terms of the clear delineation between the point thresholds. I disagree with where some of these people are in their thresholds, but when you get 10 ballots, you establish kind of clear consensus on the okay, so this is the tier 1 players gap, this is the tier 2 gap, and you're right. Setsuko kind of breaks the mold a little bit. I don't know if we put him in the first tier or the second tier, if he's his own tier, but everything else is pretty cleanly together.
I think it's largely because people don't know where to put Kevin. They don't know where to put Setsuko because we all see how great his ladder results is. And the tournament performances, while people are constantly cheering and want him to do well, I mean, okay, let's stop talking to third person. Setsuko, you have been also talking about how the critics or the vocal people who are saying ladder warrior, whatnot, it feels like you're giving them more ammunition. How is your mental going into this weekend? Are you thinking about that at all, or is that not something on your radar whatsoever?
I mean, it's in the back of my mind, but I feel like to be honest, I feel like the expectations are lower now, so I feel like I feel more comfortable. I don't know if that makes sense. There's not as much pressure. But there obviously is. Yeah, I'm just hoping I do well. I don't know. Yeah.
The fact that you feel that pressure is actually really interesting to me, because that suggests that the ladder warrior narrative is impacting play on some level. When you think back, obviously anyone who does not think you're a capable tournament player is an idiot, because you've had successful tournaments in the past, but your tournament results have not lived up to what I think most of the professional community perceives to be your skill ceiling. And I'm curious if when you think back on these tournaments, how much of this is variance in your mind and how much of this is you not playing up to peak form in tournaments for whatever reason?
Oh, I think it's completely me playing not to peak form. I feel like I have not low rolled super hard in any tournament. Every time I go 8th in a tournament, I immediately after the game know I just took a terrible line or made a terrible decision at some point, and I could have placed a lot better. I feel like half of it is nerves and half of it is just I'm not adapting to the tournament meta or adapting to how I should be playing in tournament as well as I need to be. Yeah, I don't know.
Well, it's good that you recognize that. I think that's part of the downfall of some other players who just kind of bang their head against the wall and just hope, okay, next time I got it, right? And then they just end up repeating the same cycles over and over. And we can use an example, right? Last set, Goose VOD reviewed for the first time. He said, I never VOD review. And like, wow, I can really see my own mistakes and I can continue to improve. And lo and behold, he has a really good run at Worlds and makes it to day 3 or the last day and was, obviously in contention to win that world championship. So I think everybody who's kind of in that spot, they know what they're trying to improve and work on. I think it's great that you're doing that as well. Real quick, before we go too much deeper, we're also running a contest of who had the best ballot. If you go to esports.gg/TFTPR, that's where the rankings currently are. You can upvote whose judges' ballots you currently agree with. Right now, Setsuko's in the lead with Bryce in second place. So you can go ahead and we'll reveal who actually has the best ballot. At the end of the season, which is the end of 7.5, whoever has the most best ballot wins will get a special award. We're not entirely sure what it is, but for now, you can. The fate is in your hands. Make sure go vote. Again, esports.gg/TFTPR. Let's bring back some of this conversation, Bryce. People talk about Sox, right? Sox is the player that was going to number 1. He won Astral Cup. He looks really dominant. Is there a reason why people are ranking him lower? Is it because of outside factors, or is it because of his current skill level?
It's outside factors. I just can't confidently say that Sox is going to be coming into this tournament in peak form. He's been playing less, streaming less. He was very public about the fact that there was a disruption at his work, and so he had less ability to focus on TFT until that got sorted. So, I mean, I ranked him 1 on my last ranking. I don't think he's gotten any worse at TFT. I just think probably his form is not quite there.
Okay, I agree with that. I think Sox is really scary, but he's just not at that scary level as he was before. But that being said, his natural ability is still really high up there, and he's still playing. So I'm looking forward to see if he can do that. Let's talk about Asa. Asa is a player that has gotten a huge amount of points, coming in at number 2. Bryce, you ranked him at number 1. Why are you putting Asa so high right now?
Yeah, I think really highly of his gameplay right now, and I think even more highly of his approach to TFT. I think he is it is like there is Ramblin and Asa chasm other people in terms of the way in which they approach getting better at TFT. He VOD reviewed like 20 different Astral Cup players with them, got to get into their heads, understanding their gameplay, in addition to getting all of the value of doing the VOD reviews. He VOD reviews his own gameplay. He studies 60-second a lot, and we've talked about that a lot. I think that if there was a knock on Ace's play from last, you saw the glimpses, and I think people were actually overly high on Asa last set due to variance leading to certain strong tournament results. But when you watch his play, I think he was really good at a fairly narrow set of lines like Mutant and Innovators, and wasn't actually that good wide. When you watch his play now, I'm not saying he's like a full flex player. He's not playing full line. Wide, he definitely plays towards the units he considers to be strong, but he is so thoughtful each and every turn, and he makes the exact right macro decision about when he needs to commit to a line and when he needs to stay open. His play is just outrageously clean, and he absolutely belongs number 1 right now for me. I actually put him there and then thought about where Dish Soap and Burt were going to go, but Asa was like a clear 1 for me this time around.
Yeah, you, Natures, Robin, and Gangly. A lot of respect from a lot of people who have different roles, right? Caster, organizer, content creator, and competitor. So it feels like all different walks. Asa and Dish Soap. Dish Soap getting a lot of respect. Burt, Setsuko, you're always fighting Dish Soap and Asa for rank 1. Any commentary on their current form, Burt?
Oh, I think Ace is really good. I think I maybe should have put him above me. It's hard to tell. I think anybody who says Ace is better than me, I think it would be hard to argue that I'm not. It's like hard to say. Like I would believe them. If they gave like a bunch of reasons, I'd say like, yeah, probably. I've talked to Asa a bit. I think like he sees the game pretty clearly, and I think like he just has certain like lines and comps that he's just very, very good at. And so like I don't know, the way he plays seems just too solid a lot of the time. And I think one big thing is he's very, very good at taking like low roll games and like squeezing placements out. And I think that's really important because I think um, a lot of like high elo players, especially high on ladder, are very good at taking high rolls and going first with them. But it's like, like even if you're a little bit bad at that and you go second instead of first, like it's not that huge, but taking an eighth to like a fifth is huge. So I think that's like, that's a really good skill to have. Dish soap, it's hard to say because I haven't seen him as much. I haven't watched him as much, and then also he plays on a Smurf all the time. It was like harder for me to judge Dish soap, but I've heard he's really good. So yeah.
Yeah, Jisoo and Setsuko remind me a lot of each other. Actually, they kind of have their own set play style. They're very stubborn in terms of like what they what they think about the game, and they also mauled a lot on stream. So it's actually really fun to watch Dish Soap. I'm not sure if you ever gotten that comparison, Setsuko, directly, but do you have any opinions on Dish Soap's play from your perspective?
Oh yeah, so I've not known that he was a molder, but yeah, with Ditch Soap, like I've actually like he was like back in set six, like set six and early set seven, like he's the only player in ladder that I'm actually like afraid, like not afraid of, just like I like when they're in my lobby, I'll like, oh fuck, I'm probably playing for one less placement in this game. Like I think he's very solid on ladder. His early game is always good, and he knows how to play from ahead very well. He always capitalizes on a lead into like a top two. Um, I don't know, like I just think he's a very consistent ladder player. I haven't seen him in tournament for a very long time, but I'm sure he's just as good. I don't know.
His astral play was clean.
It's
That
pretty
VOD
clean. It
review.
was
Oh really?
pretty clean.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's just that he has. There's only like 3 tournaments every 6 months, so it's like hard to
Yeah.
like see him play in tournaments. But he's slowly but surely putting that together, and I'm excited because I've been kind of beating the Dish Show drum for about a year now, so I'm really excited to see him pop off. Let's talk about some of the newcomers. We have a couple of people who are air quote new, but they're not really new. We have Kurum and Pokygom at 14 and 15. It's nice to see them. Will they make that follow-up performance that we've seen them previously, right? Pokygom had a great Astro Cup showing. Kurum had a fantastic week 1 of Jade Cup, but can they keep up that momentum? Pokygom also said that he got sick, and also that he wasn't really enjoying that previous patch, and he was lost in terms of not following that meta. So Bryce, when you look at these two players, what do we think they're going to do this weekend? This 14-15 feels like it's loosely held. It could easily drop out.
Yeah, could easily drop out or could go up. I mean, if Kurum is back in peak form, this is, I think, potentially a good meta for him where Kurum's never been an Omega wide player, but he's good when he's playing kind of medium wide. And I think this is a medium wide favorable patch. Like there's a ton of units that you don't really have to see or click, but there's enough to play around. I think Kurum can be good in that environment. I think similarly, or the inverse of that, if it's a good patch for Kurum, it's unlikely to be a good patch for Pokygom. Pokygom is most at home in the widest environments imaginable. He is so good when playing full flex TFT. That being said, I mean, he was playing basically a ton of scale scorn spam 2 patches ago when the patch was ridiculously narrow and showing just how deep of a thinker he is. I think he brought a lot of really thoughtful iterations to the scale scorn line about item prioritization, positioning, what units to play around and what are the baits and what aren't. And so look, Pocky's just insanely good at the game, and even if it's not an optimal Pokygom patch, if he shows up in form, he could easily pop off in this tournament.
I mean, this man was teaching people how to start Cloak, which might be the first time in TFT, as far as I can remember, where you're like intentionally trying to fight for Cloak. And as a result, my ladder games, 4 to 5 people were contesting Cloak after that guide release, which was unfathomable
he killed me.
to me.
Him and I were talking about on the side. I have been Cloak starting the whole patch, flexing Volley and Scale Scorn and Elise. And I was like, can you not post a guide? You're going to make everyone take Cloak. And then he posts a guide, and within 24 hours, he messages me and he was like, oh, everyone is starting Cloak now.
Oh, people in chat said the Jax meta. You're right, from set 5.
Oh, true.
The Jax is really good with all the Cloak items. Either way, when those moments happen, I'm like, this player clearly has something going for him if he can influence things in that way. The big newcomer is Broccoli, shooting up to 12th. Broccoli, a player who would get occasional 14, 15 votes, like 5 points maybe, all of a sudden puts himself commandly in there. I want to go to Setsuko. Do you watch Broccoli, or do you know about him? Do you talk to him? Are you familiar with him at all?
I mean, my extent of knowing Broccoli is just from solo queue. I feel like he either always high rolls or like he always top twos my game. I don't know how or why, but I did see him pop off in first day of Jade Cup. So yeah, I don't know. I haven't watched his VODs or anything, but yeah.
All right, so he popped off in Jade Cup and he high rolls in all of Setsuko's lobbies. Bert,
I mean,
do you have any comments on Broccoli as well?
I think he's a good player. It was hard for me to put him on the list. I didn't put him on my list. I think he's good, and if I watched him more, maybe I'd put him on. But I think there are like a lot of other people I wanted to put on my list, and so it was like hard to fit him on. I haven't seen him play. I think he's good, but I don't really have that much. Like I haven't really like like taken huge note of like him in my lobbies, or
Right.
I also haven't watched his VODs.
Not many major data points in your mind, at least, to go
basically.
off of. But I mean, I think he's catching some people's attention, and clearly he does have when he has good beats on the meta. I think he has very good insight that people aren't thinking about. But it kind of depends on how locked in he is, because I know he's also, I think, a grad student, so it's like he's very busy and juggling IRL responsibilities. So we'll see what version of Broccoli shows up. The last note we want to make here before we give our most unique ballot award for this edition is Ramblin'. Bryce, you wanted to specifically talk about Ramblin' because you put him at 4th place, higher than anybody else, and you wanted to speak to that specifically, so go for it.
Oh, I think Robin had him 3rd, and I had him 4th, and then I don't think
You're
anyone
right.
else had
Robin
him in the
had him
top
3rd as
5.
well. I apologize.
But yeah, look, people forgot. Everyone like got drunk and forgot how good Ramblin' is at TFT. It's clearly not his favorite set. He had clearly not prioritized TFT. He had, been lower in LP and had to play open bracket, and it was clearly not in form in Astral. But look at this man's profile. When he is turbo climbing on ladder, it means that he is identified kind of his ideas about the game and he's trying to put them to work, and that is exactly what's happening right now. He's top 4 in I think 19 of his last 20, 2.7 average, and Ramblin' is someone that uses ladder to kind of lock it in, and so when he is locked in like that on ladder, if you're not terrified of him in a tourney setting, then you haven't been paying attention to TFT. So I think this is one of those things where he just kind of was off of people's radar going into this set of rankings because he had not been very successful in this set so far, but hello. It is Ramblin' in form heading into a tournament. He is always among the competition for the very best, and I didn't feel like I could put him there without the 7-7 results, but 4 felt like the lowest I could put him under the circumstances.
Ooh. Setsuko, did you want to say something specifically?
Wait, I had no idea this guy's averaging a 2. Like, I just looked at his lol chest. What the fuck? What the fuck is this? He has 19 top 20s in the past one. Yeah, I didn't even know he played TFT still. To be honest.
Right.
Oh no.
Okay, we are fucked.
Setsuko's shaking. Shakes Setsuko. All right, I like this. We're adding to the storyline and hype for the weekend. The most unique ballot award, you already mentioned his name, Bryce. It's the other person that put Ramblin' super high. It is 3rd place on his ballot. It is Team Liquid's Robin Songs, with Ramblin' at 3rd, a little bit unusual, putting Casper pretty high up at 12th, and then also giving a shout out to Emily Wang in 15th, while leaving off some other notable players like we talked about. It's just really interesting to see that Robin's acknowledging Emily Wang too. I think he understands who his main competition is. So with that, thank you so much to everybody who's watching. We're going to transition to our next segment. What's up?
By the way, is it possible for like people to get kicked off the panel for having like terrible lists or no? Like, just wondering.
Is it
Are you saying that
possible?
is this ballot reportable?
I mean, yes. Like, what is this?
I love
like I'm pretty sure this guy just looks at ladder and just put like all the people in a line from like rank 1 to rank 10 or whatever.
But he has Bert at 5, which felt
Bert
really
at
like he
5.
has like Bert lower than anyone.
He
I guess
has
that's
Soju
probably
at
about
8th.
where. Yeah.
I mean, okay.
I think you should take it up in the DMs. Agreed?
I like it. Agree.
Speaking of, let's go to agree.
Yeah. Wait. Also, Spencer hasn't been playing, and
Yeah,
I don't think Kevin's happy that he's below that guy.
Yeah, like this Spencer guy has not played TFT for like an entire month, by the way. Like, there's just no way.
Oh, I love it. If you love those remarks, you'll love what's coming up later in the show as we go to our first agree here. All right, so with that, it's a very simple premise. We pull up a statement, a hot take, if you will, and we ask our panel if they agree. All right, so let's start off with one that's been parroted a lot. I feel like I've been seeing this everywhere on social media, in chat, on streams, etc. Agree. Set 7's core design makes it impossible to balance. So start off with Setsuko.
Impossible. I mean, I think it's possible to balance it like more than it is now. Like I think the dragons do make it hard. Um, like, I mean, yeah, I don't know. I don't really have much opinion on balance. I think I don't know. Like my mind is going blank.
Okay, so let me help you out.
Can we come back to me? Yeah,
Yes.
sorry.
Well, okay. What you're telling me is that you have difficulties getting over the words impossible. So that means you fundamentally disagree.
Yeah, like I'm just
with
confused.
this.
Like what's the question? Oh no, I disagree.
There you go. A disagree from Setsuko.
I
We
like
got
it.
there. Bert, you're up next.
I mean, again, I wouldn't say impossible, but I guess like, if you're just taking this statement as like just like what it means in general, it's just like saying like set 7's very hard to balance. I guess I would agree because I feel like the patches where dragons have been strong, where like the dragons were just like dominating the meta. We saw that with 4-cost dragons, and they kind of had to nerf them. And then once they tried to make 10-cost dragons purchasable, they just became extremely strong again. And then they nerfed ASOL again, but now I think ASOL is like really hard to play again. So that kind of like thrashing between like the dragons being like super OP and then unplayable, obviously seems like, that's like not a really easy to balance design. It's not impossible, but I guess I would agree with the overall statement.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe we should rephrase the statement to the way you had it, which is that it makes it very difficult to balance or something like
That's
that.
not a controversial statement at all, Bryce.
Fair,
I feel
fair.
like most people would just universally agree. The idea is that people have been actually saying on the record that it is impossible to balance, in which we have to kind of to pick at that, in which I guess you're on deck, Bryce. Go for it.
I like it. Well, impossible balance, I disagree. I think it is hypothetically possible. I think it is clearly much harder, as we have seen, considering these guys are, guys and girls on the Riot balance team are really, really good in general at that job and have clearly struggled with it this set. I can't imagine anyone would disagree with that. From more on down, the number of B patches we've had, the balance thrash has been quite extreme. And it makes sense. I mean, having units that cost a lot more that count as 2 units. I mean, think about what happened with Colossus last set. You had a meaningful chunk of time where Cho'Gath was broken, and then it became like a reverse Fawn for most of the rest of the set. You had a period of time where Scion was broken, and then it became really bad for a little bit, and eventually it became a synergy-less frontliner with CC at the very end of the set. And then Gallia was a similar situation where like Clapio was emerging. They're trying to get that under control and figure out other, try to put it into its lane, and it's been a huge chunk of the set as an unplayable unit. I just think having something take 2 units worth of power, 2 slots on a board, and coming up with the right power level for that, just that aspect of it alone makes it really hard, to say nothing of the general difficulty of designing a set that doesn't have a 4-cost AP carry, and where so much of the core units are so expensive that it becomes almost impossible to play flexibly, because you can't hold multiple dragons along with their complementary units and roll very much gold at all, so you wind up having to bail on a line really quickly in order to actually upgrade anything.
I like it. A Set 7 primer with Bryce about basically all the qualms that people have with the current set design. I think the sentiment with this statement, I think I have to agree with, because the caveat is, can they do it in time before the next set comes? I feel like if we do even get Set 7 into a reasonable balance state, it's not going to happen within the 3 months period of time where people primarily care about the game. If you're saying we got it to a good spot on the 4 Fun patch with 1 week to go before 7.5, to me, that makes it feel like the statement is effectively true. Fundamentally, is the core design impossible balance? Probably not. Will we get there in time for it to matter? I don't think so. And I think most of the mentality, especially because we're more than halfway through set 7. We're actually closer to 7.5. We're very close. We're a few weeks away from it hitting PvE. So at this point, what's done is done. Set 7 is almost in the books. So I have to agree. Looks like Chad agrees, although the ratio is about the same here, which is, I think a lot of people are feeling like it can be maybe, maybe not. Let's go to the second one. The second one gets a little spicier. Oops. Do we have it here? No, it's this one. Gameplay exploits should be a bannable offense, such as astral toggling. You already saw the third one. Diamond hands, trainer stacks, etc. In terms of taking advantage of mechanics to get ahead in the game, and these are ones that are not intended by Riot. So let's start off with Bryce this time, and then we'll go down the line.
I agree with this statement. I think the only counter argument that I'm aware of is, well, you got to make sure they know. But as long as it's a known bug that you can put on a list and circulate to all the players in advance and say, this, these are the bugs that you're not allowed to abuse in this tournament, or in general in TFT, I would actually be totally fine with that. There are some really extreme versions, but like we all talked about how awful the last patch was, as if there was no solve. If everyone wasn't astral toggling, last patch would have been okay. It wouldn't have been great, but it would have been so much. I literally didn't play a single game in the last patch. I was like, I'm not signing up for toggle fight tactics. That sounds extremely miserable to me, and I'm not doing it. I have the luxury of not streaming or playing the game professionally, so I don't have to worry about like being forced to do something that I don't want to do, and I just didn't do it. So I am down if we could actually clearly communicate about it. And there are certain things where it's just like, if you're abusing the diamond hands bug, then like, fuck you. Like, you should be banned, right? That is a real piece of shit thing to do, and a thing where we're all trying to do it for fun, to just take something that's egregiously broken, you obviously know is not intended, you obviously know is not okay, and to just do it anyway. Like, fuck off. Like, I'm fine if you get banned. I don't care. Like, what is in the game technically, so it's allowed? Like, no, that hasn't been the way games have worked since the dawn of time. There are so many esports examples of people getting banned for this type of bug abuse.
All right, I like it. I don't know if anyone can get a hotter take than that, but we'll try. Bert, you're up next.
I guess I would agree. I mean, I wouldn't agree with like all of the I think it would have to be a case by case basis. Like, for example, Diamond Hands is super egregious. With astral toggling, for example, though, like, it's weird, because like I feel like it was already almost normalized, because astral toggling was just such a normal thing before, when it wasn't super broken, just because like you were toggling to 3 to do your astral roll down, and then it was like you could easily get the same effect by just having astral in the turn earlier, and then also people were toggling to 6 to get like 2 extra gold every 5 rolls, which is obviously like good, but it's like not that crazy. Obviously astral toggling to get free ASOL 2 on 8 is like, what the heck is that? I mean, but it's like people have been astral toggling for like a few patches, and hasn't been fixed. So yeah, but Diamond Hands is like come on now. And then some other things like Ragewing Jinx is like
that's true.
Like, yeah.
That's that Setsuko guy. I saw him do it.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't do it on purpose.
QA guy do it too.
Yeah, wasn't Setsuko the one who accidentally he like did
Yeah, I
it
didn't.
and then
Yeah, I
he
didn't do it on
found out?
purpose.
That was actually like the origin of the bug.
Yeah.
As far as we know, yes.
Yeah.
All right, Kevin, what do you think? Agree?
Okay, so I think like these are not very equal. I think the diamond hands bug, like the one where you remove it permanently and you put it on again and getting infinite diamond hands, I think that one is probably bannable. Like, I would never do that because it's just like very, very, very like very illegal. I think astral toggling, I mean, I used to do it a lot when it was in the game. I don't like, that's not why I disagree. I think it's just like if everyone in the lobby is trying to do it and you don't do it, like, aren't you just at a turbo disadvantage? Like, you're playing for LP, like you're just you hit ASOL on 8 and you're just not going to do it and just like throw your guaranteed first into a guaranteed whatever bot 4.
Oh well, I actually think like you can beat up I was losing to a lot of togglers, but I was actually beating a lot as well, because like these guys just roll on 8 and like sure they print infinite items and they always hit ASOL too, but then at some point they start itemizing their like Vladimir, and if you go 9 and play like Yasuo 2, Zoe 2, Bard 2, like you can cap out higher than them.
Also, for what it's worth, if we are assuming this happens and people are getting banned for it, you could presume that instead of it being a default where it's like, listen, if you don't do it, then you're like playing baseball in the steroids era without juicing. It's like you're just at a huge competitive disadvantage. But if they were actively banning people and there was a reporting structure in place, then theoretically it wouldn't be the case that it's all just happening and you're not doing
I mean,
it.
yeah, okay, yeah, like theoretically, if like Riot like communicated that it was like a bannable offense and they were like officially announcing that it's not allowed, I think it's fine. But like I was just assuming like it was given the current state of things, like where you just don't have any communication with Riot and just people are doing it every game. Like in that case, I would say it's bannable. Yeah, sure.
There's just too many bugs in general. So I think
Yeah.
I agree with the sentiment that some exploits should straight up be banned. I wouldn't say all of them. So I think I disagree with the statement only in the sense that like some things, like you can say that they actually do benefit the game in other esports or other competitive games, right? People do things that the developers didn't intend and end up pushing the limits of the game. I don't think that's a bad thing fundamentally. I do agree. Stuff like Diamond Hands abuse is pretty egregious. So I think that I disagree with this statement, but I do agree that some things Riot should step in and just say, look, this is actually ruining the gameplay experience and it's definitely not okay. And there's precedent behind that too, right? I know from Hearthstone, for example, when people were playing cards that were straight up exploiting and having infinite turns and skipping opponent's turn, that was a bannable offense. And if people did that, they got their accounts suspended or banned. And I think that kind of thing should also exist if it's ruining the gameplay experience with something as egregious like the Diamond Hands bug. Chat seems to disagree, though. Seems like the majority went that way. So feels like they also feel about that same sentiment. Not every bug was created equally. All right,
Wait,
the
by the
last
way-
one. Go ahead.
Sorry. Like, is it okay to flame Mordog or no?
I mean, is it okay to flame Mortdog?
Fuck, never mind. He's here. No.
Wait, I think you're allowed to. So what I will say is, say what you want to say, go for it.
Okay.
But I reserve the right to respond.
Yeah.
Sure.
I feel like
So, like-
okay, go for it.
Oh, so I saw this image of someone asking about the ghost bug board or ghost board bug, and then Mordog saying it's a feature. Like, how can that be okay? Like late game fights or like top 3 placements are like heavily determined right now by like ghost like the person that fights more ghosts just wins. Like, how can you be okay with that being like in the game? Just wondering.
I agree with the take that if ghost boards being weaker is a feature, it shouldn't be a feature. If you could wave a magic wand and solve that problem, which I assume would be a really hard design problem to solve, and they have a lot of other priorities, then I would happily solve that problem and make ghost boards real strength.
I think people are really misconstruing what Mort was trying to say. So first of all, the word choice isn't great. I don't think he should say it's not a bug, it's a feature or whatever. Like I think that he could work on his wording, but honestly, that's not what we should always ding Mort on, even though he is public facing and he has to be careful about what he says. I do think that it wasn't the best worded thing. That being said, he's saying like at this point, it's not something that they can easily fix, so just consider it part of the game. So to tunnel on the words, it's a feature is very much misrepresenting what he's trying to communicate.
Oh, Setsuko, that's like bad faith.
Wait,
like
what?
I didn't see the comment from him, but if what he said is you should treat it like a feature for now because I cannot possibly allocate the resources to fix it.
Yes.
Then that's a judgment call that we cannot possibly make better than him because he knows all the things that he needs to put development resources into. He knows how much time it's going to take to fix this problem versus that problem. He's incentivized to use the resources as efficiently as he possibly can, and he is making a judgment call based on infinitely more information than we have that it is not worth it to fix this problem, at least right now.
Yeah,
Agreed?
I'm gonna say I think that's a fair point, but you sound like a lot like a paid actor. Yeah.
I mean, what can I say?
This is outlaw the slaw.
No, wait.
In these conversations,
Wait,
I often do
wait, hold
like
on.
defending Mort because I think people like tunnel on like Mort fixed problem. It's like, yeah, no
Wait.
shit. Mort would like to fix all the problems, but he can't do that.
All right. Let's turn to impromptu debate segments. That's super.
The only like screenshot I saw was him saying the fuck ghost boards are weaker at this point. Assuming it's intentional. It is what it is, and likely isn't going to be fixed for a while.
Okay, yeah, that's
like, is that
very
not sound-
different than how you framed it.
Wait, really? He said assume it's intentional.
Right, because he's saying we cannot possibly fix this problem right now with the resources that are available to him. So just treat it like it's intentional because it is what it is.
Yes,
He's
that
stuck.
is what he's
We're
trying
all
to
stuck with it.
communicate.
He's not happy about it, but he also isn't going to fix it.
But I do agree with the overall sentiment. It was not communicated in an effective way. But Mort's been sick. He also is dealing with, teenagers and young 20-somethings bothering him constantly about this stuff. So I don't blame him either for that. Either way, I think that we want to put a pin on it for now. If we want to revisit this topic somewhere down the line, I'm more than happy to. But we do have a third degree that I would like to also get to, since everyone already saw the preview of it. I just want to get to it. The third and last degree is that astral abusers from the previous patch, just want to make that distinction, should be named and shamed until the end of time, or at least until the end of the set. Bert, agree?
I mean, sure. I don't really care either way. I think that's fine. I feel like there's a difference between people who hit ASOL on 8 and then they just start toggling because everybody else is toggling and like they want their free LP. And then there's the people who queue up, play mages, the mage line every game, hoping to hit ASOL on 8, and then okay. I'm gonna make the distinction there actually. Like the people who hit ASOL on 8, like they're playing something else and they pivot in because they ended up hitting ASOL on 8. That's okay. That's just how the patch is. Like astral toggle gives you LP. But the people who just queue up with the intention of astral toggling, like, yeah.
Yeah, fuck those guys. Agreed.
Agree. Oh, easy agree from Setsuko. All right.
Oh no.
No.
I'm not agreeing with the statement. I'm agreeing with Bert's last part of his argument.
Oh, I see. So, but then, what is your final statement to this take, Bert?
I mean, okay. For me.
Sorry. No, sorry.
So abuser. I guess I'll interpret abuser as in like the people who like purposely try to do it, and so then I agree.
Okay.
Yeah.
Setsuko?
I mean, like, what does named and shamed mean? Like, is that like formal punishment or just like?
No, just that people need to know who they are.
Yeah.
Would you agree?
I mean, I don't care. Like I abuse Astral every game. Like if I hit ASOL, so I don't care if I get named and shamed. That's fine.
I think it's he's owning up
deserved.
to it.
But if you're saying it should be a punishment, I disagree. Yeah.
Okay. All right. We're not saying punishment. We're just saying named and shamed. That's all it is. Bryce.
Yeah. I mean, that's fine.
It's the digital equivalent of like the priestess or whatever, the lady from Game of Thrones, just like walking behind you with a bell and being like, shame. Yeah, agree.
Easy
Togglers, agree. Down with toggling. Let's put them on blast.
And you know what? I agreed with this so hard that I decided to put together the ASOL Wall of Shame. I've gathered from the Riot API the top LP gainers from the previous patch who abused all of the Astral and Aurelian Soul compositions. And so here you go. The top 16 abusers. Gamebox, NGT, XIIW9305388, KSP Raymond, JY Hovo, It's Your Boy Beastie, Poogers, Marcel P. Clash, OC Dictator, Huge, NG Poppy, Yoji Cho, Phoenix Ah, Dish Soap 2, Kevy Joe, and Cloud9 K3 Soju, who somehow played 29 games, gained 165 LP doing this, and yet still netted -2 LP on the patch?
Unlucky.
That's agree.
Okay, by the way, this KSP Raymond guy, like, was shamelessly 9 astral toggling in my game, and then after he kills me, he walks onto me and emotes. Like, is that not just the most egregious behavior of all time, or no?
I mean,
it's
the thing about for these people, it's like their pinnacle of TFT, right? Like they have to dance on your grave while they can. They're never gonna do it straight up.
Okay, I see.
I like that he just takes it so matter of fact. Okay.
I mean, some of these numbers are insane.
Yes. The fact that some people can get up to like 700, 800 LP just from abusing it, going into the game like, I'm going to do this is, it's definitely shameless. But look, hey, we're doing this and all lighthearted fun. The reality is, it's exactly what Bert, Setsuko, and Bryce were saying, right? It's that if you weren't doing it, you're at a disadvantage. So you, the person that is abusing, I'm speaking to you specifically, if you're Gamebox, your Tay, etc., your Jehovah watching this podcast, that's okay. Take the LP, but also hold this L. And that is agree. Let's go into our fourth segment. We decided, since Setsuko is joining us, to put together his very own DTIYDK grief list, featuring Bertasaurus as well. What we're going to be doing is putting names of players who will be coming up this weekend in Jade Cup and getting a reaction from Bert and Setsuko, like a one-line impression. And the condition was they haven't had to been mentioned on this show yet. So if they were ranked, they got points, or if they were on the Wall of Shame. It's very unlikely they're going to be on here. Although actually we might have one or two players on there from the Wall of Shame. So with that, let's go ahead and get your first thoughts when you see their name. We're going to go Bert Setsuko, back and forth, okay? Here we go.
All right.
Bert, Lucan, tell me the first thing that comes to your mind.
Oh, wasn't that the guy who in Astral Cup, he was supposed to give me third place so Sasuke got fourth so he could maybe win the game, but instead he played his real board and killed me and I went fourth, so there was no way he could possibly win?
Is he? I don't know. You tell me.
He went second
Yeah,
with
I think
43 points.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah, and Sasuke had
grief
44.
Bert's tournament. All right, Setsuko.
I have zero opinion on this guy. I just remember him playing mages in my game for some reason and then going like 8th. I don't know.
Played mages and went 8th. All right, Setsuko, you're up next. Taco Bell Wi-Fi.
Oh, this guy. I just remember him like playing Lee Sin every game, and then once Lee Sin got nerfed or became less meta, he lost like 1,000 LP in like 2 days. So yeah.
Okay. Lee Sin OTP minus 1K LP. Bert?
Yeah, basically the same thing. I've seen him trying to play Lee Sin against some of these days, and it's just an okage business. Yeah.
Okage business. I like it. Z Hydration. Bert.
That guy's the guild Talon one trick. He just like finds some weird thing to play and then just one tricks it for some reason, and I don't even know why. I guess I respect it. Just yeah.
Wait, do you actually respect it or no?
I mean, I like it when he's in my lobby. So
Oh, okay.
there's that as
Oh,
well.
okay. That's what you respect. Okay. I mean, this guy, I just remember him changing his name from Tyler Franklin to Z Hydration after like the entire ladder started playing Deja every game. Like, I feel like he was the first one that was playing Deja back when like no one was playing Deja, and then Soju started playing it on stream. And then like 2 hours later, like his account just vanished from Wall Chest and he changed his name to Z Hydration. So I don't know.
All right.
Live head, honestly.
That's a no comment from Setsuko, basically. But yeah, that was
I mean, yeah, like I don't really have an opinion on this guy.
all good. Setsuko, Darth Noob.
Wait, are we supposed to flame these people? Like, I feel like
No,
I don't have anything.
It's
Honest opinions.
It's honest opinion.
Oh, I mean, I think Darth Noob's a pretty cool guy. I mean, I see him on Reddit a lot, like posting, like helpful stuff. Seems like a nice guy and a good player. Yeah.
Nice
Not
guy,
really-
good player.
Yeah.
Bert.
This is the guy with all the like lists and spreadsheets. And it takes a lot
yeah.
of dedication. It's pretty cool. I mean, yeah. It's nice.
I like it. Guy with spreadsheets. I lucky. Bert.
Bert?
I mean, I know who that guy is. I mean, I've seen him in my lobbies.
Honestly, that's perfect. I know who that guy is like the perfect summary.
Oh, okay.
Setsuko.
I mean, he's a nice guy. Like, he's in my chat a lot, and he always just types "lol" in all caps after I go 8th. I mean, like, never like backseats or says anything bad, or like tilting. Like, he's always just saying "lol" or like "kek w" lol. I mean, it's pretty nice. It seems. I don't know. Not much opinion.
TFT is an entertaining game sometimes, you know, especially if at the expense of your favorite streamer. All right, so people are understanding where it is. We have a few more to go through. Rainplosion, Setsuko.
Oh, Rain Potion. Oh, she uses the most annoying little legend, the fucking Chonk. I mean, she always high rolls in my games as well. I don't know. Not much opinion as well.
Not much opinion. That was a lot of opinions. Bert?
Wait, I feel like these
Uh,
people like are like all like the same. Like I don't really have much bad opinions about them. They're just like yeah,
They're all the
whatever.
same. What does that mean,
yeah,
though? It's the same what?
okay, yeah. I don't have much opinion,
Same.
but Kevin says all the same, and then there's a guy on the bottom of the list.
Oh, that guy. Oh, never mind.
Okay, Bert, real quick, Rainplosion.
Yeah, not much opinion.
Okay,
I
not
don't
much
know.
opinion. Kevy Joe.
He's pretty good.
Okay, pretty good. Setsuko, any thoughts on Kevy?
Oh, this guy. I feel like he greased my first carousel item like every single game. He just full opens every game, rich get richer into like a 3-5, and then he greased my spat for no reason. Wait, hold on. Actually, I have a entry on this guy in my list. Take spat instead of Sunfire with belt glove to grief me, and he sits on spat the entire game on bench on like for like 3 stages, and then just doesn't make anything the whole game. Vito.
Not bad.
I love
No, it's
that.
pretty
I
bad.
love that. All right, Clear. We actually did mention Clear, so I apologize. I thought I didn't actually have anybody. Setsuko?
Oh, clear. I just feel like he has a big ego, like hearing stuff from Goobums and stuff. So I don't like him based on that. But yeah, I don't really have any other opinions about him.
All right, Bert?
I haven't had any firsthand experiences, but I've heard things about this guy. He is, yeah,
Read.
he's a pretty well-known name and not in a very good way, is all.
Okay.
So yeah.
Bad
So
reputation?
diplomatic.
Yeah. I would
Wait,
say
are you
big
allowed
ego is
like allowed to
healthy.
be really toxic? Like really
Sure.
toxic?
Fire away.
Okay, well my entry in my list for clear is big ego, always hard forces one comp, AK Varus, and hard stuck for 7 sets.
Oh
I
my
like
God.
that. I like that you went back and did the research. Hard stuck for 7 sets.
I mean, yeah.
I love it. I love it. Finally made a breakthrough with Varus. Well done. Stellar Minhee, Bert.
I don't know. Yeah.
Okay. No comments, totally fine too. Setsuko?
Yeah, I have no idea who this guy is. No offense. Don't yeah, I don't know.
All good. Xiao Dian Dian. Setsuko.
Oh, okay. Like people think he's like a griefer and like toxic, but I feel like he's actually like he knows that he's a memer and he just like embraces it. Like I feel like he's actually like kind of funny, and I like him.
A true
Oh,
memer.
interesting.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, I wasn't expecting that at all. Some insight into his personality. Bert?
I can't really tell. He's typed some very strange things in my games. I guess I could see the angle that Kevin's going at, but yeah.
Okay.
Like I'd
He's,
rather, yeah.
He's an interesting. We can mark him down as an interesting character.
Like I don't think he takes himself too seriously. You know, like I think he like knows he's just joking around and stuff. You know.
Uh-huh.
All right. Okay. I guess what people are trying to say is be careful when you're Sound Indians game because either you want to mute all or be careful with what you're about to watch. Because I definitely have seen some toxic things in chat when I'm in game with them. All right. List number 3 out of 4. Saint Vicious, Bert.
Oh, I think he's pretty good. Yeah.
Okay. Pretty good. Oh, I have to fix Setsuko cam. 1 sec. Setsuko, Saint Vicious?
Oh, I mean, I don't really have anything bad to say. I think he's pretty good, pretty solid player. Yeah, I don't know.
All right.
Don't really want to. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty good. Solid player. That's
he's
good
good.
enough. Vile. Setsuko.
Me? Oh,
Yeah.
Vile. Oh, I actually like Vile. He used to emote with me in a game like last set, and he uses a pretty cool little legend, the Aoshin. I think he's pretty good. good solid player.
I think it's interesting you evaluate people based on the legend.
Yeah.
Okay,
I think it's
I just want to
fascinating.
say people who use the chibi jinx are the most annoying players. Like I hate that little legend is so annoying.
Who
No,
uses the little jinx still?
Yeah, I don't see that.
Ramkev,
uses it.
Liquid Rum X.
Liquid Kurum.
Yeah.
I like that he uses full tag. I like it. Bert, any thoughts on Vile?
I feel like I don't know. I don't really know.
Okay.
I guess
Good
no
pass.
comment.
Cottontail, Bert.
I mean, I guess no comment either. I don't know. He seems like he's a pretty nice guy, I think.
Okay. Nice guy. Setsuko, do you know Cottontail?
I mean, yeah, I know him. I don't really have a strong opinion on him either. I mean, seems like a player. Yeah.
Seems like a player.
I mean, I don't know what to say. I have no opinion.
That's totally fine. Look, okay, so full disclosure, the part of the reason why I think this is interesting is because if Setsuko and Bert have nothing to say about them, then how do you expect the casters to have anything to say about these players? Like, Setsuko's in ladder with these people 24/7. He plays and breathes TFT.
Wait,
and he has
hold on, let me
nothing
think.
to say about them. Don't expect us as casters to have anything to say about it. All right. Setsuko, do you
Yeah,
want to
never
say
mind. No, I was trying to think of something, but I can't.
something? All right. Marcel, Setsuko.
Oh, Marcel. Wait. Also, is Marcel P Clash his account or like some fanboy?
I don't know.
I don't think I've seen a Marcel P, so he must be Pistol if that's not his account. Yeah.
Okay. I just remember him sending double Zezerot on stage 2 of my game, and then griefing my HP. I don't have anything else to remember. Like I think he's a pretty good player. Like I see him pop off sometimes.
Stage 2 double
Yeah.
ZZ Rot. That's at least 10% Woksh.
I mean, it's 10% just griefing your HP for no reason. No.
Double ZZ.
Like I'm pretty sure my board was like 2-star TK, Jinx, Senna 2 or something, and then I just took 10. Yeah, that's fine.
All right.
It's not fine, but it's okay.
Bert, no comments on Marcel or what?
I feel like I remember that he's done
Oh
some
wait.
interesting things in my game, but I don't remember any specific example. So yeah.
What's up, Setsuko? You said wait.
Can I interject? I forgot I have a list entry for this guy. Marcel P in all caps, levels to 7 on 3-2, no streak, rolls one time like a fucking dumbass, and griefs my HP.
Not bad.
Okay.
Yeah. That's like middle of the pack for the list.
Not bad. Kivix? Bert?
I think he's a good player. Yeah.
Okay, good player.
Nice, good job, Bert.
Thank you.
Setsuko.
Dude, I don't have a list to keep track of all. I can't remember everything that happens to me.
Oh,
Wait,
Setsuko
also-
knows.
I feel like Kivix like lives under a rock. Like I never see him in any Twitch streams. I never see him like talk and chat. Like I just see him stream. And then the one time, like I was watching a VOD of his 2 days ago on a Google's VOD review stream, and he was playing on like the worst aspect ratio of all time. Like he was playing on like yeah.
We refer
I
to
feel like
we
he
refer to
actually-
it as Game Boy Advance whenever we have to cast it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's it. Okay. That was 3 out of 4. Our last set of players. Dace. Setsuko?
Dace? Oh, I mean, I just see him in solo queue a lot, but I don't have any strong opinion on him.
Okay.
I don't know.
Alright.
Yeah.
Hasn't really run into Setsuko in that way. Bert, any opinions on Dace?
Not really. I feel like this is okay. I don't. It's hard for me to remember because I don't actually keep a list like Kevin does. But I feel like he's one of those like Bay levelers. You know what I mean?
Yes.
No, he's
He
not. No,
is.
he's not.
He
Oh, wait, really?
absolutely
He
is.
is?
He
Oh, really?
100% is. I studied his VODs from
Wait, Kevin's trying to guess.
We
like,
actually
Astral,
took
he is-
we took a spot from the last
yeah,
episode.
he's a
Baby
Bay leveler.
He's a
for sure.
baby leveler.
yeah.
Oh, I like that. All right, Bert, Christopho.
Oh, I don't even. Okay, so most of these guys I've seen in my games. Yeah. I don't think I've seen him in my game.
Oh.
Maybe he plays at a different time, but I don't know who this guy is.
Oh.
His name is all caps, if that helps. In game, it's.
Oh yeah, that is really annoying as well.
That is really annoying as well. His name is all cap. All right, Setsuko, hit me.
Yeah.
Christopher.
Okay, so this guy only has one entry in my list, but he should have like three. So the entry is he copied my Craggle, which is fine. Like I just did that because I was tilted, and then he emotes on me while high rolling. Also, in my latest run-ins with this guy, he just always emotes on me after he beats me in a fight, and then he like takes my item and just pings it, and then blue pings me when I die. Like this guy has some mental issues for sure. Okay, anyway, it's fine.
I can't even fit it. All right, Cyber. Setsuko.
Oh, Cyber. Oh, I mean like he's my loyal mod, so I can't say anything bad. But I will say today when I was tilted in solo queue, he just kept coming on my board every game and just emoting, and it kind of pissed me off. But it's fine. I think he's a nice guy and I like him, and I think he's a really good guy.
Bert.
I don't really have an opinion on Cyber.
That's good enough. That's good enough. All right. Bosso skills.
Oh, this guy?
Oh, this guy.
This guy is Kevin's win trader, I swear. Every time I see this guy in Kevin's game, he just goes the fastest eighth. You know, you remember that like one stream when when Soju was climbing and you had Milk forcing Volibear and going eighth every single game?
Yeah.
It's like that, except it's not just for like a few games. It's like every single game. I swear. He's just win trading him. And then he like I swear like when Kevin's not in the lobby, he plays normally. Like I don't know how much he gets paid, but he has a pretty good salary, I think. Just off of
Got
Kevin.
it. Setsuko win trader. Would you like to respond?
I mean,
to
he's
that?
not my okay. First off, he's not my win trader. I'm pretty sure he's just nervous when I'm in his game, so he plays badly. But I just see him every game on stage 4, 0 gold with the worst board of all time, like and just like 0 HP and he just dies on stage 4. Like I don't know what's going on.
It's because
with
he's
this
win
guy.
trading.
But like then when I watch him on like other people's streams, like he's always like win streaking. So I don't know what's even
Yes,
happening.
it's because he's win trading, man.
He's not. He's not. I promise you, he's not. I'm pretty sure he's just nervous around me. It's fine.
Oh, understood. All right, last but not least, King Cracks. Setsuko.
Oh.
King. Okay, this guy. I have a lot of words for this guy. Okay, this guy. I think everyone knows by now. He just types every single game. The moment anything goes wrong, he's like, "Oh, why did I roll like fit 20 gold and not hit Corki 7?" Or like, "Why did I lose this fight? My Shyvana's trolling." Like, we don't care. Just keep it to yourself. Like, this guy is just so annoying. Types every game, and also his name is just why is like half the letters capitalized and half of it is just lowercase. Like, it's so weird. All right,
I like how you pay so much attention to username formatting.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm pretty sure. Isn't this the guy like lowest win rate in Challenger or some shit like that?
No, that's Flashbang. That's Flashbang.
No. I thought, no, I'm pretty sure Flashbang was second to this guy.
Oh,
Like
really?
we were talking about Flashbang, and then we were talking about how low that guy's win rate was, but then like this guy somehow has a lower win rate. You know?
Oh,
what I mean?
King Cracks is at
9%
King Cracks
win
is at
rate.
9.2%. Wait, hold on. What's Flashbang?
Yeah.
Flashbang. Wait, hold
No,
on.
Flashbang was at like 9.6. I remember looking this up.
I'm actually surprised that you guys know exactly what Polygon's saying in chat.
Flashbang's at
surprised you-
9.5.
It's because
Oh,
we
God.
were in
5.5.
game.
9.5. 9.5.
Oh, 9.5.
No. The reason we know this is because I was playing in call with Kevin, and then we see this Flashbang guy, and he's just like baby leveling every single round, and like doing the most random things, and like win streaking, and then okay, I saw him in Soju's game. The guy is level 9. He has been level 9 for an entire stage because he win streaked the entire game, and he is carrying his 3-item Tom Kench and an Alawi on his board. That's his front line. Tom Kench and Alawi. So he win streaks the entire game, goes fast 9 into 3rd. Like, okay, like it's fine. Like maybe he didn't.
Yeah.
Like maybe he didn't find a
Yeah.
possible one or like anything. Like.
Wow,
Yeah.
I have not really seen Bert get worked up before about.
Oh,
bad
I mean,
plays, so
It's just
that must
like,
have
these are-
really hurt.
people. Well, that wasn't in my game, but it's fine. Like, it's just like sometimes I remember things, you know, like, yeah.
And you should write them down in a notepad. On
Yeah,
stream.
keep a list.
Okay.
All right, well, that was the grief list. Hope you all enjoyed it. We do have one more segment before the show wraps up. We are running a little bit long, so we won't take too quick on it. But it's one of Bryce's favorite segments. It's Reportable. Reportable is a segment where we ask the guests to grade each other's skill sets. And we can go kind of fast, so that way we're not going too long over right now. So, Bryce, this is your segment, so why don't you run it?
Oh, going fast on Reportable feels like a little criminal.
All right, it's your schedule. You're the one who has the least amount of time.
No. It's fine. We'll try to be efficient about it. So you guys have you seen this before? You understand how the report card works?
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
Okay, so the style stuff is the only thing we don't use 1 out of 10. So like preparation and play style. Honestly, it's just a high level description of the play style. So you're going to be doing it for each other. So Bert, you're going to say what Kevin's is, and then Kevin, you're going to say what Bert's is. So let's start with Kevin. How would you describe Bert's play style?
High roll. Actually, okay, sorry. I don't.
That's an acceptable answer.
Bird's playstyle. I mean, like slow, but like not in a bad way. Like
Yeah, slow. I think it's fair.
Yeah. Okay.
Methodical, maybe.
Yeah.
Okay, Bert, how would you describe Setsuko's playstyle?
This guy always wins streaks for no reason, and then levels for no reason, but somehow still maintains his win streak when he's not strongest.
Wait, hold on. Yesterday, I remember you leveled to 5 on 2-3 with the worst board of all time and lost your streak to me.
I don't care, man. I don't care. I went second that game.
Yeah, and I went first.
Yeah, because you high rolled. You literally just went back. Okay, he just randomly streaks and then goes fast 9 for no reason.
No, you let me streak because you lost to me. No, it's not random.
Well, I tried to win, but it's not my fault. You high rolled more upgrades.
Whatever.
True.
I can already tell we're gonna be able to fly through this segment, Dan. It's gonna be great. Okay,
great.
preparation. How would you describe the other person's preparation? Like, how do they prepare for tournaments?
I don't even know what this guy does. I feel like he just play like. I mean, I don't know. Like he plays solo queue, I guess. I don't think he really VOD reviews or like watches streamers. I think he just plays solo queue. I don't know.
Oh, I mean, I'm pretty sure. Like my preparation is I'm in call with booms and I get worse.
Oh shit, dude, that guy is just a turbo grief on your game every time. Like he's been asking me to stream my. Okay, anyways, never.
Yeah.
Okay, Bert, how would you describe Setsuko's preparation for tournaments?
He streams more than he normally streams, and then he ends stream and then keeps playing. And then he doesn't get any sleep for tournament because he's playing.
Plays infinite, no sleep. I like it. Solid tech. Okay, now we're into the part where we do 1 through 10 scores on everything. Okay, so for flexibility, 10 means they're like the most flexible player on the ladder. 1 means that they are, one trick forcing the same comp over and over again. So, Setsuko, how would you rate Bert's flexibility?
Like an 8. I feel like, I mean, like 8, but in the sense that like 10 is not like a good thing. Like he knows which comps are unplayable and he will not ever play them, and he sticks to like his comfort, and plays only his comfort. So probably an 8, I guess.
All right.
I like it. Bert?
Oh, I think this guy's more flexible than me, and as he said, like when 10 may not be a good thing, I'll put him at a 9. I seen this guy play Olaf, pivot into Olaf and go fast 8 while contested
Dude.
with 1 rune.
I was limit testing, man. I was.
Wait, I think I was in that game. I remember seeing that.
Yeah, I mean, he's pretty flexible. He's pretty open. It's not always the best comps he ends up playing, but it's pretty good.
Nice, thanks. Very good.
All right, on to knowledge. So early game, and this is Bert, I really appreciated your answer earlier. I want to clip it and show it to someone the next time they fight me about this, because I feel like every time we do this segment, someone's like, early game, so like ability to win streak. And I'm like, yes, but also a million other things. It's about how well they play the early game. It's not just about, are they always win streaking, or are they always preserving HP, but do they understand when they need to lean into lose streaking and how to make decisions around items to leave open versus slamming, and if they're lose streaking, do they understand how to kill units and things like that. So it's kind of the holistic approach to the early game.
Yeah. Oh, should I go first?
Yeah.
Oh, I think I feel like I put him at like a 7. I think his early game, like when he's playing win streak, he plays it really well. He plays good with it, but I don't think I ever seen him like lost streak very much. Yeah, he always just like plays whatever's strongest,
Wait,
like does well with it. But yeah, what?
I feel like I lost streak like a lot. No?
No.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I wouldn't say that you lost streak a lot.
Okay, not a lot, but like I
More
definitely
than you do it more than like Goose or Kurum, but
Okay.
not a lot.
Uh, I think, I mean, like this is unfair because I feel like I'm just gonna give Bert like a 8 or 9 on everything. Okay, whatever. Early game, probably like.
Thanks. Thanks,
Wait,
guys. Thanks,
wait, let me
man.
think.
Why is that unfair? It's your choice.
Oh, it's not unfair. Like it's just uncomfortable for me.
Ah, I see. I see.
Maybe like probably a 10, I guess. Like I think no, actually no. I think Dish Soap is the best at early game
Okay, so
Okay.
9.
right now. So I think probably 9. Yeah,
Okay.
I think Bert's early game is pretty solid.
And what do you think of his mid game?
Uh, mid game. I've definitely seen him like. No, I think his mid game is like a 10. Like when he's in form, I think it's a 10. I think he will roll when it's necessary and like he knows when to greed and when to roll like really well. Yeah, probably a 10. I can't think of any player that's like better necessarily.
Okay,
That's
Bert,
not
how
bad.
about Setsuko?
That grin. He's so happy.
I feel like whenever he's win streaking his early game, like I don't know if I don't feel like it's hard to say like anything specific, but like whenever he win streaks his early game, he always ends up like with a really good late game board, which means his mid game must be good. So I'll give him like a 9.
Okay.
I feel like he just like continues like he doesn't force it too hard like random leveling, like going to 0 gold and rolling. Like he kind of just like goes with the flow, but maintains one streak pretty well.
Sweet. Do you want to do his late game as well?
It's hard for me to tell, to be honest, because I feel like in solo queue he always somehow gets away with fast 9 and then builds a like so obviously his late game is like good, I guess, because he always has like a 5-star board, but like I don't know. And then when he doesn't go 9, like he still hits like 2-star 5 cost every game. So
Dude,
like
that's not even possible. Like you cannot just say that.
I'll give him a like a 9 or 10. I guess just like a 9 on merits of being a high roller.
Okay, hold on. I feel like this guy's just trying to like hide his like he's trying to like give reasoning to his high grades by like saying I'm a high roller, but like it's
Wait,
like,
what?
it's fine. It's fine.
Wait, what?
Okay, I think Bert's late game. Hmm. I mean, like I can't think of anyone that's better. Like I guess a 10 as well.
Oh,
Wow.
But like wait, hold on. So Bert, you think you're better at late game than me? Or...
I don't know.
Oh,
Like I don't know what I would
I
give
mean-
myself. Like I don't know if I would give myself a 10.
like can you think of anyone that's better at late game?
Wait, like that's kind of hard, no? Like it's like kind of hard to think about like
I mean, okay, whatever.
mean-
So I think like
I
a,
mean,
like a,
like,
like a
I don't
player
know.
that people often look at as really dominant late game is Milk. I think Milk's very good.
Oh, Milk? No,
okay, there's
I'd
no
take
way
Bird
to
over
tell
Milk.
what that. Okay, there's no way to tell how good Milk is because you see him on stream. He's just playing Volibear. Like, how do you tell what is this?
Yes, I'm just saying as an example of someone who like a lot of people consider to be very powerful at the late game in particular.
Yeah. Sure. We can give him Milk a 10 if you want.
No,
You can put me a 9.
I'm saying this is. I'm just giving you a frame of reference. You can give whatever scores you want. You give him a 1 if you want. I won't argue.
Oh.
Mm.
Oh.
He might argue though.
All right,
Okay,
so
let's move on.
we're going
AD
Bert with 10.
proficiency.
Okay.
80 proficiency. Oh, for Bird. Wait, what do you even play, Bird?
I don't know.
Corky.
I'm pretty sure my
I feel like
80
every game I see you, like
proficiency
you're just playing Corky.
I don't
Midas
know,
Corky,
man.
Siphon Corky, Shio Corky.
Just
Corky.
give me a 1.
In fairness
I
to
don't
him,
know.
is that not the whole AD tree right now?
Yeah, like I mean, I don't know. Like I guess a 9 or like a 10, I guess. Sure.
10.
Bert's the greatest EFT player of all time.
Wow.
He's gonna wind up with the highest report card score we've ever seen.
Okay.
All right, Bert for Setsuko.
For his 80 proficiency, I don't know. I feel like whenever I see him, he always does like really well with like the AP, like 10
Wait.
cost carries. But
What?
yeah. What? No, I always see you playing Shyvana. You're playing Shyvana.
That okay? Your sample size is like 2 games, man. What do you mean always?
Okay, sorry. Fine. I'll give you a 10 then. I don't know.
These are games versus you. Okay, the idea is that both of you shouldn't be 10 at this category, but
Okay. No.
sick.
I'm pretty sure I'm not supposed to be 10. Like I don't
Wait,
think my.
really?
I'm pretty sure my.
Like I feel like you're bad at AP, but you're good at AD. You know?
Oh, I don't know. I feel like I'm. Okay, I feel like
Like
I'm
I do
bad at
not ever
AP.
see you playing AP ever.
Okay, I feel like I'm like a 7 and a 7 at best.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna change mine to a 7 then. If he thinks he's a 7, then he probably is a 7. Like I don't think he would.
No,
I mean-
okay. I feel like when I think about playing Corki, yeah, I don't like to think about playing Corki. Is the thing.
I mean, but that's
So,
not proficiency though. Like that's just like your preference. No.
I don't know. Let me put it this way: I'm not comfortable with like playing a lot of Corki. When I feel like a lot of people like they're playing Corki and they're super comfortable. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Like-
true. I'm not
like, for
comfortable playing
example,
Corki either.
Like
yeah.
Asa on Corki, he knows.
Oh, yeah. Okay, never mind. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I,
mean,
that
like,
guy
it
plays
tends to
Corki every.
fast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Never
And
mind.
it's definitely not.
it's true.
Okay. All right. So if Ace is a 10, then I
Oh yeah,
guess
then,
you'd
then
be
you're,
like a.
there's no way you're a 10. Oh, by the way, the 10 was
Wait,
like
what?
a random guess out there. Yeah.
Oh.
So what is
We'll
he?
give
What
you
is
an
he?
8.
An
8
8
or a 9.
Okay.
8. 8.
8.
All right. What about AP proficiency?
Me or Bert?
Either one.
I'll just give this guy like a 9 or something or an 8.
Wait. Okay, I'm definitely worse at AP than AD. There's no way you can give me a 9. Like I'm for
Yeah,
sure
I'll give
worse
you
at
an 8.
AP.
Okay, I'll give you an 8.
Like, I
don't
hate
know.
playing
I
AP.
just see Shyvana every game, man.
Shyvana's not even AP, man. That's just a legendary unit.
Wait. Now I remember. Okay, mages aren't in meta, so it doesn't matter as much. But
Oh,
in your last
no.
tourney game of
No.
the Dying tourney, you had Silas and Ludens, and you decided to force Varus, and you had AP items as well. Like, what is that?
Okay, yeah.
All right,
Wait,
I'm
also,
giving you
by
a
the
5.
way,
A 5.
like, isn't the only AP comp to set mages? Like I don't understand. Like Deja, I guess, but that's
No,
like
Deja's-
pseudo AP. Like
Deja.
pseudo AP.
Oh, wait. I'm putting you at a 3 actually. Now that I think.
Wow.
Wait, what? No, I'm good at
About it.
Deja
No, I
now. I'm actually good.
I remember that
No.
one Deja game where you didn't see the Deja angle at all.
I have improved
And then
on
we went
Deja.
third
Trust.
after we
I've
convinced you to
improved.
play Deja.
I've
And then
improved. I've improved.
You left call because you thought you were getting griefed when we told you to play Deja.
Okay.
I'm waiting for it to
Whatever.
eventually go to 1.
This is
We'll just go put him at 3.
the wildest report card segment we've ever had. You guys are basically negotiating your scores with each other on the fly. It's amazing.
No. This guy, I just started remembering some things. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Sure.
Okay.
Okay, Setsuko, what do you want
I mean-
to for AP?
Okay, I hate to say it, but I feel like this guy's pretty good at mages, and mages are like pretty much the premier AP
Oh, I don't play
like
mages
comp
anymore.
this set. I mean, but like when they were meta, you know.
Oh yeah, I played them.
So like probably like a 8. Like I don't think he's super comfortable playing AP. Like are you more comfortable playing AD usually or no?
I'm not comfortable playing anything at this point. I don't know.
Okay. I mean, probably like an
Guy
8.
or rank 1, not comfortable
rank
playing
1.
anything. You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen.
Like,
Okay, reroll proficiency.
Do you even reroll? Like I mean, you like you used to reroll sometimes in like set 6 or not set 6.
I mean,
like,
I
set-
reroll
set
when it's
5.
good.
I mean, I don't even remember. Like, I'll just give you like a 7. I don't know. I don't remember the last time you rerolled.
And you can think
anything.
about this over the course of the set. Like, obviously, rerolls on the like Dedge side of things right now, but there have been patches where reroll has been strong.
I mean, I feel like reroll is like very low skill cap. I feel like, well, not like super low, but like it's definitely not as like
Yeah,
yeah.
it's for sure lower. Anyone who
Yep.
thinks otherwise is
I don't
crazy.
know, 7, sure. Like he's not like the most comfortable reroller. I think like there's definitely more people like more not more people. There's definitely people that are more willing to reroll and probably better at it. But,
Yeah.
I mean, it's not
It's
bad.
true, but I think
by any
Bert's capable of whipping it out when necessary.
Okay, and then Bert, what do you want to give Setsuko?
I feel like this guy just still rerolls Olaf. I think he's pretty good at it, but I feel like reroll proficiency overall. I feel like he doesn't reroll that much. Like just overall, like a few comps he thinks he's good, he'll reroll, but then the other ones, I'll give him like a 6. 'Cause,
Okay.
I don't think he like played that much. Like he didn't play that many reroll reroll mages. He still plays some Varus, but
I will say that Bert was one of the first players I saw at the very beginning of the set who caught on to Nidalee faster than other people. I think Bert was doing
Oh,
that.
I abused Nidalee at the beginning. Yeah.
Yeah, but like a lot of people weren't, so I felt like that was something that you showed when you are ahead of the meta, you can make those reads and play that a lot. You also missed a lot and went 8th. I saw it.
Yeah, that's
Win
okay.
streak proficiency.
Hmm. Probably a 10.
Wow.
Oh, I don't know about that one.
Really? I feel like
I mean,
whenever you high roll early game full streak, you always just full streak the whole game into like fast 9. But that's
oh,
probably
isn't
just
that
solo queue
you?
diff.
Isn't that you?
I mean that's me, but it's also you, no?
No, I feel like that's every player actually.
Yeah, it's
Every
every.
like top player, they will turn a win streak into a free first. No?
I
Well,
mean,
I
not
think that the
necessarily.
difference
Not true.
between
That is not
the-
true, and we've
yeah,
seen a lot
if
of
you
that
look,
cases.
yeah. So if you look, definitely that's not the case. But you also have people. Some people are good at win streaking stage 2, but are not always good at setting up their board to be able to continue that streak through 4-1, for example. And I think a good win streak proficiency player does that.
Hmm. Okay, never mind. I'm gonna change it to like a 7 actually.
Okay, Bert.
Okay, if we're talking about that, then I think like I'll give him like a 9 or an 8 because I've seen some players like I feel like the concept of strongest board is like obviously like a very like everybody knows it, but like not many people actually do it, me included, where like you actually slam like the items that make you strongest and commit to like playing around the units that make you strongest that like right now instead of like, you know, making items that'll do better later. I feel like I'll probably give him like an 8, like a 9, I guess. But I think there are definitely like
Okay.
better players. Like I saw Socks in a playing like he was like stage 5 itis plus like playing like Yone and Olaf still like with the itis just because he made like Yone items throughout the game to streak, and so that's just what he had. Like yeah, it's like actually committing to strongest board.
All right, how about lost streak proficiency?
Hmm. Uh, I don't see Bert. Actually, no. I've seen Bert lose streak quite a bit. I think he's pretty good at it.
Man.
Yeah. Okay, honestly, probably a 10.
Hey, that's not bad.
Like
Why is your default
okay.
scores a 10
Wow.
for everything?
No, it's just because I
can't
can't
even
think of
argue
anyone.
with it. Sorry.
I mean, I can't think of like
Milk is
I
really
feel like
good
he
at
always
for example.
has a like when he lost streaks, like he always knows exactly when he has to spike, like either 3-2s like 3-2s it or 3-5s it or 4-1s. Like he always knows how to spike at the perfect interval without bleeding too much and without like yeah. Like I feel like he has a plan and
Okay.
he will like capitalize eventually. I don't know. Like yeah. Like I really see him lose streak into like a lose out. Like he always just starts streaking during stage 3 or something and yeah, comes back. I don't know.
Okay. Bert?
I feel like I don't see Kevin lose streak a lot. Uh, I think like, I mean, obviously when you're playing like certain like lose streak prompts, like Olaf for example, like that's a pretty straightforward one where you like just stack your Olaf, feed him, and then 2-star him and spike. And like that's pretty standard. I feel like he doesn't like lose streak like in like most cases though, like just like a generic lose streak for eco, and then like try to like when he's not playing something specific. I mean, I guess that's good because that means when he does lose streak, he has a decent climb. But I think I'll give him like an 8.
Okay.
Econ management.
Uh,
Mm. All right, you go first.
uh, like a 9. I don't really know. Maybe like
You
a
can
10.
you don't have to give reason. You can just blow past them.
I'll just give him a 10. I think
All right.
Sheesh. Okay.
I think
Kevin?
he does it.
Mm, okay, I actually feel like I've seen Bert like overroll sometimes. Like
Probably.
on a stage 3, I see him like 10 or 0 gold with like and like he loses his streak and then he just goes 8th. Like very rarely, but it does happen. Probably like a 7.
Oh, I've actually like tilt rolled.
Yeah,
A
like
few
I've definitely seen you
times.
tilt roll and like just roll the 0 for no
Yeah.
I
reason.
mean, who hasn't?
I mean, I've also done that though, so like
Okay, game awareness and scouting.
It's hard to tell because this guy like, because a lot of like the games I'm watching him, he's like streaming. because I'm watching his stream, and normally like on stream you're not like scouting that much. I mean, to be fair, I feel like he is like I always see him scouting to complain about somebody, so I guess that means he is scouting a lot. I'll give him a 9. But yeah.
Yeah, true. All right.
I love it. Setsuko?
Mm, I don't know, probably like an 8 or like a 9, I guess, as well.
Goobooms wants me at a 0 for this one.
Wait, do you not
Nah,
scout?
that guy's nah, that guy's trolling.
No, sometimes I get in call and he's just like yapping at me, and so like I'm not even playing my game because he's just yapping at me. You know what I mean?
That's true. I definitely. I know
Oh,
what you
we
mean.
know
So it's
what
like it's not my fault. He's just like
Yeah.
I just hear him yap in my ear. Like I can't even.
Okay, but can we just both agree that this guy, like when he's in call with you, your average placement goes down by like 6 or no?
Like 7 probably.
Yeah, like it's just the first to a
Hey, that
guaranteed
means
8
you guys
every
are
time.
averaging 1s and then you average 8s with him. That's impressive.
Yes, it's very, very
Yeah.
impressive. All right.
Okay,
Okay. So let's go to execution. Positioning. Bert.
Oh, I'm not good at this.
Oh, I feel like I like he doesn't do anything like egregiously bad, but I've never seen him like do like.
Yeah.
I feel like I haven't seen him do anything insane. I give him a 7.
Oh, that means a
No, I
5
think
if that's the case. But because
I think I'm
Oh,
like a
oh,
5.
Oh yeah, I'll give him a 5.
Okay, Setsuko.
Wait, is it average based on like
Jade
the
Cup- Jade
Jade
Cup
Cup?
final
Oh,
weekend
okay, yeah,
players.
okay, yeah. I think 5.
Oh,
is
if it's
fair.
Jacob, I think he's like a little bit above that. Like
Okay,
6.
6.
Okay. Setsuko, what do you think?
Glad we read the
Wow.
prompt halfway through this.
Wait, let me think. I mean, I feel like Bird is not super like a positioning god or anything. I feel like he's just like a bit above average probably as well, like a 6 or 7. 6,
Okay.
7.
6.
Yeah.
6. That's not bad. What about his roll down?
Like, would you agree or no? Like, I could be wrong.
I feel like I do minor stuff that don't actually matter that much.
Oh, like I feel like socks and Ace are like high, like probably the highest, like 10s.
Yeah, probably.
I think Goobams is really good at it when
Goobams?
when he wants to as well. Oh, I think Appy's does
Eh.
some unbelievably creative.
Oh, Appies? Oh yeah, I could see that.
I think Goobens is a good position. Yeah.
Okay, roll downs and transitions.
I feel like
I feel like
a
Setsuko
lot of
can't
times
be a 10 because he clicks. That's just my. That's.
Yeah.
I don't click anymore.
Oh, okay.
I feel like
Right.
this guy like a lot of his roll downs like he already kind of like knows what he's playing, so like he's not like flexing that much. Like I feel like there honestly isn't that much room for it this set like for to do super flex roll downs because like dragons like yeah. But I feel like I haven't seen him do like that many super flex roll downs that are like I feel like are super accurate. So I feel like I'd give him like a 7. But like he obviously does it like well, like and he picks up the units that are good, but he doesn't like see like a different line off like seeing like a certain unit and then like go for that.
Okay.
That often.
I think that's fair.
I mean, if Bird thinks I'm a 7, I'm down to give him like a 8. Like I feel like he's probably slightly better than me. Like he will flex into a bit more like wider lines,
That sounds
which is
right.
probably better.
Control, Zephyrs, Shrouds, things like that.
I don't know honestly, but I guess I'll just give him like a 6 or a 7 above average, but like
6 or a 7. Which one is it? 6.
7, 7 I guess. I don't know.
Okay. All right, Setsuko, what do you think? How good is Bird's control, his micro about those kinds of small situations?
Probably like a 7 as well. I can't really. Yeah, I mean he's like solid at it, but that's like every top player. Like I don't know. I don't think he's like super good.
Some players are
or is,
really
like...
bad about it in particular. But
Oh really?
I can see it. Yeah, totally. They don't
Sometimes you
juggle.
study a
They
VOD,
don't. Yeah.
and they're just like, I mean, I've seen people with fucking future sight miss 50% of their rounds.
Yeah.
Wait, okay. To be fair, isn't it impossible to hit Zephyr with future sight? Like I feel like it's harder to hit Zephyr with future sight than without it. Because then someone's like knowing that you have future sight and just constantly
You just have to
positioning
think
for.
about it at a deeper level. You have to think about what units they're likely to move and what units they're less.
I mean, you just have
likely
to do.
move.
You can do predictions as well. People make it
Yeah.
pretty obvious.
I mean, if you're Zephyring like one unit, like I feel like it's impossible to hit. Like if they're like
I
a top
mean,
10 player.
I think if it's not a 1v1, usually like pattern
Okay, not a.
swapping patterns are pretty
Yeah.
pretty easy to see. So,
Yes,
Mm.
and good future sight players will also be taking inventory of what's happening, right? They see what their likelihood to switch and if they're doing anything in particular.
oh wait, actually though, to be fair, like actually, never mind. Doesn't make sense.
No worries, no worries. Let's go to X factors. These are some of the more abstract ones. Bert, how creative is Setsuko? Tell me. On a scale of 1 to 10.
I think. I don't know. I feel like okay, it's also weird because I feel like in terms of creativity, like I wouldn't really say like any player on ladder is like that creative because like a lot of the line or like boards they build or lines I see, I look at them and like I feel like some people might think they're creative, but they're also like but I feel like they're actually pretty standard.
Jackson,
It's
I
just
mean,
like
but you do agree that there are certain players that you watch that never do anything that's remotely creative, right? So it's all relevant.
Yeah, so it's like all above average. It's like I would give like most players like a 7 or 8, including
Wait, that's not possible. Most players cannot get a 7 or 8. The whole
Or, like,
How-
most
that's
top
not how
players, you know what I
averages
mean?
work, Bert.
Oh, okay, sorry, most top players. But yeah, it's just like you play good units on your
Okay,
board.
so
like,
a 5. He's a 5 then. He's an average player at this. Yeah.
oh, okay, fine. We'll do like 6 then.
Okay, a 6. All right,
Thanks.
Setsuko, what do you think about Bert's creativity?
To be honest, like I don't. I feel like this set. I feel like you can't really be too creative, and like I haven't seen him play since like set 5, like before
Yeah,
this.
that's probably true. I
Like,
feel
I
like
don't
it's
know.
just,
Like I
hard
feel
to
like he's
give
like
high
above
scores.
average, but not like super creative. Like I don't think he will
Okay.
play like comps like units that he's not super familiar with. Like probably like a
6.
7 or 6. 6, sure.
6.
I played some pretty creative boards that were terrible and went yeah, not very good placements.
Yeah, this has not been the creative TFT player's
Yeah.
paradise, this set, for sure.
I feel like yeah, you can't
Okay,
really tell.
form consistency.
Oh,
Oh,
oh.
I
I mean,
think-
okay.
I think-
Okay.
I think
Yeah,
Kevin's
you
a
go first.
10 probably because he's always playing, always grinding infinite on ladder.
Bro,
And- Yeah.
there's no way you can say I'm a 10. Like I feel like I just lose like 300 LP randomly and then gain 300 LP randomly. Like there's no way you can say I'm a 10.
No. Like okay, like within like, but you gain it back within like a day or two. Like that's fine.
I mean, that's not consistent though, no?
Oh, is it? I mean, like in terms of your LP isn't equal to form, so there's that. Like if you lose off 300 LP being tilted, it's like it's different from being
No.
out of form.
Yeah,
Although,
maybe
to
you
be
can be
fair-
next. You can get punished next.
Usually the question is about how good are they playing close to like their ceiling of like based off like how consistent they are maintaining that. So people go through wild swings. Soju, for example, got a 1 from Milk last time.
Oh. Oh. I mean, I still feel like he's pretty.
Okay, 10 is totally good. Setsuko, what do you think about Bert?
Okay, I still disagree, but that's fine. I think Bert. Wait. I mean, this set he's been pretty consistent. Probably like a 10 as well.
Okay.
Damn.
I feel like he's been consistently
Tied
like
for the most consistent.
consistently top 5.
I
Yeah.
think so. I think these are 2 of the most consistent players. I think it's reflected in the snapshots and the fact that they're 1-2. I think this is
Yep.
totally fine for them to be 10 in.
Okay, mental.
Oh.
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 Wait, Bert, your mental is also bad. Like it's terrible.
I mean,
as well.
I mean, that's fine, but
Yeah.
but yours is also bad. I'll give
Okay.
we'll give you a 1. Yeah,
A
let's go with
1. Okay.
Okay, yours is probably like. Okay, honestly, my mental's not like I don't play that badly like when I'm tilted. I still play.
Oh,
But I feel like you actually just.
beat-
Actually, no, I do run it down sometimes. Okay, never mind.
Okay, I've seen you. Yeah. I've
Okay.
seen you some things.
I mean, yours is also like a 3 probably. I feel like you just run it
Okay.
down randomly. Well, like you get tilted from one game and then you start like, oh, what the like what the fuck, and then you start like spam queuing and then just go A3 game.
Okay.
Happens to everybody.
Final one, a special addition to this report card. High roll likelihood.
Like that's.
I mean, that's already a
Wait, no,
guaranteed 10.
11.
11. Damn. And a 10 for Bert. Is that what it is, Setsuko?
I mean, if he's giving me an 11, I'm gonna give him a 12 then.
Wait, what? There's no way I roll more than you. There's
Wait,
no
really?
way. What do you mean?
Like,
How do
I
I
feel
have
like
a
you high roll
more
every game.
No, what? I feel like I low roll every game actually. I feel like I'm a
Oh, that's
no
exactly what a
roller.
high roller would say, Bryce. Agreed?
True.
Nah,
Yeah,
nah,
that's like clue number one. When
nah,
they say I low roll every game, that person's a high roller.
nah.
Or when they complain about other people's high rolling, that is definitely the mark of a
Nah. Like, okay, I don't care. Like, maybe these are symptoms of a high roller, but you have to trust me. Like, they're symptoms, but I don't actually.
Well,
Like,
the
I'm not actually a high
unfortunate
roller.
reality, Bert, is that Setsuko is the one who puts in the score, and because he put a 12, you beat him by 2 points. So
Wow.
the X
Oh,
factor
not bad.
was indeed the X
Oh,
factor.
it's lit.
There you go. All right, well, that was fun. That was reportable, and that brings us to the closing of the show. It's been a wonderful episode. Sorry, Bert, your cam's like all the way down there. Set up for me. Really
Oh.
good. We want to talk about our next coming episodes. We have 2 episodes coming up, and they just so happen to be in back-to-back weeks. This month, apparently, is just DTIYDK Fiestas. We have the Jade Cup review episode to evaluate and performance rate everybody who played in Jade Cup for the final weekend. The next week will be a preview episode because then we're at mid-set finale. That's right, MSI is coming up. And so Bryce and I will be doing a preview episode. We don't have the guest lined up just yet, but we have a couple of candidates that we're asking, so we will let you know. Also, I want to show one thing as well.
Mm-hmm.
Bryce, can you
plot
fill
thickens.
here?
I don't know if the thing you're pulling up is the requests, but I just want to make sure we said out loud to everyone because so many of the really, really highly engaged people are in chat right now, to say nothing of the pros who are in chat. So if you didn't watch our last review episode, we tried to have the kind of best of and worst of moments. So like epic fails from the tournament as well
yes,
as really
that's
cool
right.
outplays. And so please, if you do something awesome or you do something terrible in
Submit
tournament,
them.
submit it. If you're watching it and you see something, clip it and send it to us anywhere. Send it to us on Twitter, on Discord. We don't care. Just let us know because
Yes.
we don't want to have to curate all these ourselves. There's no way we can watch everything. So crowdsourcing will make our job infinitely easier and also will make it better.
Yes, that's right. And also, one way you can submit it to us would be in the chat, because this weekend, Bryce and I are going to be co-streaming Jade Cup. We're going to be mixing in a little bit of like watch party with maybe even some casting straight up. It will be a little bit of a different watch party co-stream environment. So if you enjoy the main broadcast with Admirable, Boop, and Gangly and all them, by all means. But if you also want to hang out with myself and Bryce as a duo, we'll be co-streaming alongside with it this weekend. And if you see cool plays, you can just say, hey, check out this play, and we'll react. We'll save it for the next episode. All right, with that, we are done. Just look at that. We have made it to the finale. It's been a great episode. Thank you so much, Bert and Setsuko. Let's get some final words and thoughts, starting with Bert.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. It was really fun. Glad we got to do some flame segment. I mean, if you guys were okay with it, then down to flame. Although I didn't have that many things to say about that many of the players, but
Yeah,
it was fun hearing what Kevin had to say.
I was saying that you end up flaming Setsuko a lot more than anybody else, so it's been a great episode.
That's okay.
All right, Setsuko, any final words and thoughts?
Yeah, I just want to say thank you for having me. I think, I mean, I thought it was very fun. I do feel very uncomfortable that I had to like compliment Bert the entire time, but that's fine. Yeah.
I think so. We can resume flaming right after this stream. Bryce, any final words and thoughts?
Oh, I had a blast. These two came as build. Your guys' banter dynamic was super, super fun. It was a blast. It was insightful. Thanks so much for coming on. I can't wait to have you guys back another time.
All right, so if you missed any part of this episode, you can always check out either the VODs or go to the YouTube. Please follow the channel here as well as our podcast. If you want to listen to it on Spotify or audio, you can go to anchor.fm/DTIYDK. You can also check out us on Twitter. We'll be posting stuff that happened with the show as well as the rankings. So that will always be a best way to support the show. If you can't do anything, you can't watch, just at least follow our channel so we can continue to grow our audience. last but not least, congratulations, Setsuko. Best ballot as voted by the fans for this week. Bryce comes
Wait,
in
really?
second place.
Oh, shit.
Yes, that's right.
Nice.
So looks like you won the fan vote. And if you want to check it out, again, esports.gg/TFTP.
Okay, just a suggestion. Like, wouldn't it be pretty fun if like the worst ballot gets kicked off or no? Because that would give motivation to like the people to actually make good ballots. I feel like.
I feel like
So
This guy
run out
was
of
still
fan
out for
votes.
Robin.
I mean, I'm just saying.
We can definitely talk about the notion of replacing, though I will say that part of what makes the show and the rankings interesting is having different perspectives. So, I mean, we've never really gone back and double checked to see who wound up being accurate in their rankings, to be honest. we could have that conversation, but I think having some diversity of ballots is a good thing, not a bad thing.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, actually, the result didn't update. Setsuko got first. Ramkev got second, and it was actually kind of close. 27% voted for Setsuko and 20% voted for Ramkev, and then Soju in third to podium it. So, Bryce, you didn't top 2 this week. I'm sorry, man. You were actually towards the bottom.
I was the only. Me and Robin are the only people who had Ramblin where he was supposed to be. I will rest on that laurel.
Maybe we can do that as an episode later on, but this has already been an extended closing. So thank you again to Bert and Setsuko. Thank you to Bryce. Thank you to the viewers. Thank you to all the hosts. Thanks to all the people that showed up, as well as all the panelists. This has been DTIYDK Episode 7 with Frodan, Bryce, Bert, and Setsuko. And we'll see you next time for more TFT action.